At home, you've obviously got a lot of hard floors, and in fact, new builds and housing is moving away from having carpet, so this is a reason why the Powerglide might be for you. I've got a I've made the most mess I can possibly make on this floor. I'm going to point out to you, it's a bit horrific, isn't it? This could be your kitchen or your hallways, it could be anywhere. I'm using a lino floor right now.
This is just a Saturday night at your house.
It really is, isn't it? So I'm going to get, if nobody minds, I'm going to get down and point it all out to you. So we've got some foundation. Ladies, if you've ever dropped foundation, you know it's an absolute pain. It's wax-based, oil-based, very hard to get out. We've got some lipstick as well and some mascara. We've also got, moving into the kitchen, things like tomato ketchup and mustard there. There's a little bit, I think this was toothpaste going on. And then the kids have got not only their felt tip pens out, but their wax crayons as well. And then just to top it all at the end there, it's our favourite yeast extract, which is sticky and horrible and particularly hard to get out of floors. So we've got a lino floor. I've put on for you guys at home the grey and white scrubbing pads. Now these are coarser, still brilliant microfiber, but they've got that kind of scrubbing action. So basically they're going to be for your hardest, challenging areas.
If you want some extra ones of those, they're $14.95, details on the bottom of your screen.
That's fabulous, fabulous to have some more. Obviously they can go straight in the washing machine, and you can wash them at 40 degrees with no fabric softener. So we are going to turn on at the bottom. You'll see that the lights come straight on, and then you can angle. We'll talk about all the telescopic pole in a moment.
Can I just also add, when you turn it on at the bottom using the little foot switch,
yes,
all that does is turn on it preps the motors and puts the power in the head. It doesn't start the motion of the machine. That only happens at the handle end, correct?
It does indeed, and I'll talk you through in a moment. I'm going to build it for you and show how easy it is to get out of the box. So we're going to turn it on at the top. I'm going to use quite a lot of water this time, so the power of the water combined with that microfiber scrub is going to have a brilliant effect. And you know, obviously it might take a few passes, but I'm not using elbow grease. The momentum of the Powerglide actually is doing all the hard work for me, which I really love. I've got one-handed operation, and it's just a real pleasure, to be honest.
Do you know the disabled community, when we read some reviews, lots of people from the disabled community love this machine and rave about it. There's one lady who actually, she sits on a stool in the middle of the floor she's cleaning, and because it's so easy to use, she just sort of goes around in a circle, and it's given her independence to do her own floors.
And that's lovely to hear, isn't it? Because there's nothing worse when you're kind of losing that, or you know, you feel like you have to ask your family and friends to come and help out. I mean, this is just making light work of this. And this, I have to say, guys, we were very organised tonight, and myself and my lovely floor manager Charlie, we got everything done about 2 hours ago. So this has been baked on for 2 hours, making it even harder. Particularly that lovely yeast. I'm going to keep saying yeast extract, but you all know it's Marmite. It could be Vegemite. Are you a Marmite or a Vegemite?
Oh, a Veggie. I was going to say other brands are available, but are they? There are only two, but Vegemite's slightly different to Marmite, though, isn't it?
Vegemite's nice and thicker, isn't it?
I think it's a different. I don't know if it's got yeast in it. I don't know.
Making absolute light work of this. Now, if you had really stubborn stains, Rob, you can add 5 ml of your detergent. I know you guys have Blue Magic here. But you could use your Flash, your Dettol. There's some lovely fancied, is it called Zoflora, the fancy smelling ones?
Not heard of that.
I mean, they're nice, aren't they? You
I
pop
don't
those
do
in
a
there
lot of
as
cleaning
well.
if I can help it.
That has made light work. I very much forgot to ask my director to do a lovely before grab.
Martha, I use Magic to do cleaning at home.
Do you?
Yeah, I get Aladdin.
Very good joke. Also, want to point out as well, guys.
I repurposed that joke from yesterday. Sorry, carry on.
I was going to just point out as well that the pads are always a little bit bigger at 21 centimetres than the rotating disc. This means that you've got edge-to-edge cleaning. So you can see there that the pads is kind of buffering up to the skirting board. You're not going to scratch any furniture. You're not going to scratch your skirting boards at all.
It's very quiet.
It's beautifully clean. I'm going over it again, but it's perfect. And again, it's going to be dry as well.
Didn't this get the quiet mark?
It did, so under 60 decibels, and it won the Quiet Mark Award, as well as winning the Good Housekeeping Award as well. And every year they review that, so it's just been absolutely phenomenal.
Any chance we can read some of these reviews? Because I think we've mentioned them a lot. Let me see if Gemma, our producer, will be so kind as to Actually, it's Kieran, our director, who's going to pop them on the screen, I believe. We're working on that. We'll do that in a moment.
I'll fill for you while we find them. I was just about to say it's the #1 reviewed floor polisher on Amazon. I checked this afternoon. There's been 1,002 reviews.
Wow.
A lot of those 5 stars.
So Dawn says, wow, I love this. This genius machine has changed my life. I am disabled, so having a machine to do the job is fantastic. It's so lightweight and can be used one-handed. My kitchen floor was disgusting. My sons do their best, but now I can actually do it myself. Remember, batteries in the handle or it won't work. We'll get to that in a minute, but just please do remember, folks, batteries in the handle or it won't work. And they do come included, by the way. I've bought all the pads to help me. Expensive, but worth every penny spent. Again, it's high quality. It's expensive motors, it's expensive batteries. That's why, yes, the price is a little bit more. But also, it's the only one we know that does all the scrubbing. Anyway, I'm embellishing. She also goes on to say, I highly recommend this for the disabled community, for anyone with issues with mobility. You need this. I've sat on my stool using this. Genius, amazing, easy to use. And then Nicola says, love this. This product is amazing. I have wooden and stone floors, constant cleaning, but never looked good. Now both do. You can add wood cleaner for wooden floors. It really polishes and dries too, and a different solution for other floors. Easy to use, lightweight, absolutely love it. I really do want to make the point, if you're looking for cheap and cheerful, this is not your product. If this were cheap and cheerful, look, they probably could have made this for £50 to £100 cheaper. But what they would have to have done is sacrificed on the material, so it would be cheapo plastic, but also they'd have had to sacrifice on the motors and on the battery. And that's where most of the cost is in this. So what would have happened? It wouldn't have done a very good job at scrubbing your floors. It would be like paying for a cheap cleaner to come round on an hourly basis. They do a rubbish job and then you never, ever, ever hire them again. So yes, you get what you pay for, I'm afraid. It's as simple as that. If you want rubbish, this is not the product for you. We always try to find the lowest priced items we can, but they still have to work. We had a product a while back that was a really, really, really good price for a carpet cleaner. Didn't work. We stopped demonstrating it during the show and they've never brought it back. So that's the kind of standard we have here. So please understand. And look, also, it is on PayPal Pay in 3. 3 instalments of £69.31 if you wish to spread the cost interest-free over 3 months. Just select PayPal at checkout, and then it will take you through the process, and it'll be on its way to you once you're approved. So Martha, anything, honestly, I blink and you're down on your hands and knees. I know,
Martha,
right? Ready to serve.
Absolutely
like
ready
the
for you.
LAPD.
I was going to show you, because I know we've done these shows a couple of times on ShopOnTV, and I just wanted to show you what comes in the box and how to put it all together. It's really simple. It'll take you moments to do it. So you get a 300ml little measuring cup, and that's to put in the water bung here. So obviously if you're adding your detergent, fill out your detergent to 5ml, which is roughly a teaspoon. You may want to mix that in and then pour it in to here. Really easy. It won't take more than 300ml, and that 300ml will last you a while. The bung then goes in, and then we can build it. So we get our battery. You might want to charge your battery for the unit beforehand. It will come with a little bit of charging, but worth giving it a charge.
How long to full charge?
2 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
And that's going to give you 30 to 40 minutes of run time on that. Really easy to plug in, can't go wrong at all. I'll just show you, apologies, how easy it is to slot in. There's only really one way it's going to go in, and you've got a little grey button at the top there, and it just does that lovely clunk click. That's the over-engineering of it. Very satisfying.
Again, quality.
Indeed. At the top here, when it's turned on, you'll see that you've got 4 little lights. I'll show you that later. That's the battery charge, how much you've got. So 1 light, you've got 25% left. So, obviously 3 lights, 75%, so you can see how you're doing. So that light's come on there, so we'll turn it off for now. But then you've got your telescopic pole as well. Now this allows you to reach under things. So maybe you've got hard flooring in your bedroom and you never look under the bed. And if you've got cats, or if you've got those dust bunnies, they're everywhere. That's going to help scoot those out and clean under your bed. And also, if you're quite tall, Rob's a very tall gentleman, aren't you?
I am 8'9".
You're 8'9" at that
Yes, in very high heels.
You'll be able to extend that really easily to suit to suit your height.
Yes.
So you've got, everything is built beautifully by Aircraft. You've got a 12-month warranty on the unit, amazing customer service as well, an 0800 UK phone line for it. They diagnose most things over the phone. 9 times out of 10, it's your batteries. I'll show you where to put those later.
Yeah. Remember the ones in the handle.
Remember the, is that the new? Is that the new?
Yeah, remember the ones in the handle.
I
Remember
like
the ones in the
it.
handle. Remember the batteries in
All
the
you need to do
handle.
is line up, just like you would any time, and just pop it in, and you'll see that there's a little thing here. Now, it's obviously quite hard for me to show this to camera. A locator pin.
There it
I
is.
found it.
That's
that goes
known
into
as
there.
a locator pin, apparently, in the trade, as we say in the business.
And then you've got this all-important handle, which we just told you about. So, in the back of here, you will have some batteries in there already. They will have plastic on them. You want to make sure that the connectors are obviously touching
Take
the
the plastic off.
So please take the plastic off.
Because that's a remote control for the head. There's no
Yes.
cable between the handle and the head, because it would add a
Yes.
layer of complication and another failure point.
Yeah.
That literally, that is just like a remote control car. That's the remote you're holding, but
That's
it's just
the
all joined
number one troubleshooting
together.
thing.
Yes,
so
check
pop
the
that
batteries.
in there.
Batteries in the handle. Say together with me. Batteries in the handle. Batteries
Lovely.
in the handle.
We're now going to put this onto the locator pin again, but really easy, clunk, click. And this means as well, you can, if you've not got much space, maybe you're in a little flat, that you can break it down every time.
Yes.
And it will find that pin. There it is.
Ooh, lovely.
And we are away. We've got everything we need to get going. The only other thing you need to do, guys, is select your pads. So for this next demonstration, I'll get ready. I'm going to select, I think I'm going to select the blue pads. So the blue pads are for your general cleaning. We've also got the pink and the grey and white. So the grey and white I've just shown you, that's for scrubbing away. And then the pink pads for a lovely buff as well.
Can I just say, can I give you a shameless plug?
Go on.
If you were sitting at home right now thinking to yourself, do you know what, Martha would make a really good presenter at ShopOnTV? Well, one of the things I always wanted that our guests, our contributors, our brand ambassadors to also be available to present whenever, you know, the other presenters like myself, and I'm off next week because I'm up at our other studio up north shooting for our Freeview Channel, Channel 89. So Martha's going to be doing her debut couple of days as a presenter for us, which I'm very excited, I know.
Thank you very much.
Yes, finally a bit of female blood.
I know, exactly right.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly show you how to pop these on. These are 21 centimetres in diameter, a little bit bigger than you can see on those pads there. Now it's Velcro touch fastening. You don't have to worry if it's centralised. You can just pop it on straight away like that, and you are away.
Now,
Absolutely
Sandra was asking if it would work on lino, but seeing as that's lino,
yeah, we've just done it on lino.
I'm assuming that's a resounding yes.
Yeah, so I'll whiz through a few things. So if you've got marble floors, if you've got tiles, if you've got terracotta, ceramic, engineered wood flooring, anything that really has been sort of sealed and popped down, in fact, you could absolutely use the buffing cloths. As long as you're using not a lot of water on your unsealed wood, you'd be absolutely fine, because you're not flooding the
What about
floor
paint,
you
like if
would.
you've got painted decking, would that take the paint off?
I don't know, I doubt it. No, I don't think
really?
so. I wouldn't use the grey and white stripes if you want to be
No,
soft.
use
if you use the pink soft
pink
buffing
ones,
ones,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I
Well,
mean,
show
it
us more,
is-
that's all I can say. I'm looking at the black tile and I don't see any dirt.
Oh, well, I'm going to show you. Shall I show you?
Yeah.
I'm going to live stand up, which obviously as presenters and guests
Yes.
we always find very difficult. It's not very flattering, especially when you get to over 40 and you're like, oh, my knee.
Yeah, but you haven't got that today.
But I've got that to...
You're not
bless
over
you.
40, surely.
Do you know what my friend's son said to me this morning? But I thought you were in your 30s.
Well, I thought you were in your 30s.
Stop it, guys.
It's a shame you're married, because otherwise I would have been available.
Oh, thank you very much, Rob.
What a privilege that would have been for you.
I do keep saying to my
I
husband...
know, Gemma, that's the joke. She's saying that's assuming it would be mutual. I'm banking on the fact that it wouldn't have been. That's the point. You have to explain the joke.
I
really,
always
there's
do
no point.
say to my husband, I'm on the lookout for the second.
For the second.
Mr. Harrison.
Yes. I'm on the lookout for the third ex-Mrs. Locke.
Well, yes. Yeah. Oh, not the third ex.
Well, no, hopefully the third and three times a charm.
Exactly.
But who in the age range that I'm hunting around would... So I say hunting, that sounded a bit...
Yeah.
that sounds a bit predatory. I don't mean it like that. No, but you know what? I'm just going to go. I'm going to keep my dating life to myself and hand you back to Martha.
Lovely. So, apologies, I've immediately sat down. I'm going to show
You're right,
you
Gemma.
something.
She said it's simpler without somebody. Just. Sorry, please
So
carry
we're
on.
looking at this gorgeous black floor. This could be your fancy bathroom. And in fact, let's imagine it as a bathroom. It looks pretty clean, right?
It does.
But I'm going to show you. We're going to bring our lovely studio lights
What's
up.
happening?
Oh,
It's getting dark.
very cosy in here. And we're going to get, now my black light isn't particularly massively powerful. So I'm going to search around and
Oh, I see stuff though.
Can you see?
Martha
all
Cleary,
of
CSI,
these?
Covent Garden.
Now I can see them at home. I don't know whether you, yes.
Germs.
Look at that. This is the germs, yep, the things you can't see.
Biological
This could be-
materials.
Yeah. This could be around your toilets system. We don't want to even think about that. It could be maybe things like chicken juices. If you've taken the raw chicken out the fridge.
But if you've got kids or dogs or we've got general pets, wee or poo-poo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't ever take a black light to a hotel, by the way. You'll never stay in a hotel again.
No, absolutely not. That would not be a good idea. So, looks nice and clean, doesn't it? But what we're going to do is we're going to clean and polish this floor at the same time.
Oh, that was quite nice, that.
So,
I wonder if there's a
we'll
precedent
go
for
with
doing
the
a
one
whole
we've
show
just
in the
built.
dark.
And really easily, once again, turning on at the bottom, so easy. You don't have to bend down for this, which is what I love. Tap it on. Oh, it was on, wasn't it? Extend the pole to where you want to be. I'm going to go a bit higher than that. I don't think I've put any water in this one, so bear with me 1 second.
That's all right.
I'll just pop
I
a
love that
little
you're
bit
just
in.
demonstrating how you do it live
Yeah, absolutely.
as we progress along our merry way during this broadcast.
I'll just pop a little bit
I feel
in.
like a commentator today. It's
You're doing very well
sit
at
here
it.
and commentate. over
Bung
what
is going to
Martha's
go
doing.
in.
Martha's
and
now
then-
put the water in the machine.
Oh, sorry, you're commentating.
I'm commentating,
talking
yes.
as well. I'll stop talking. Do you want to commentate the whole way through?
No. I'm being silly. You're being serious, and you're here to demonstrate the product. So I'm going to shut up.
Oh, maybe I'll use my other one because I don't think I've quite put that in right. Which is, do you know what
Oh,
it
the
is?
batteries. Batteries in the
Deliberate
handle.
mistake,
They've got
deliberate
plastic
mistake,
on them.
guys.
You
They've
see,
got
do you know?
plastic on
Now,
them.
seriously, the number one thing people are going to say is it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Check the batteries in the handle.
You're absolutely right. Instead of me trying to do this on camera, I'm just going to swap to my other unit.
Okay,
So
but
give me
those have got the
1
plastic on. Yes.
Second, we can do it. It's just over here. If you
Yeah,
don't mind
that's fine. Go
following
grab.
me. It's quite hard though.
Yes, if your machine does not work, check that you've taken the plastic off
And
the
this
batteries
one
in the
definitely
handle.
is the one I've just used. Absolutely. And we're going to buff. So we're going to put the pink buffers on as well. So just popping them on into the middle. Really, really easy. These have got lovely fronds as well. So if you wanted to buff and wax your floor, you could add a little bit of wax onto there. You were talking
Yep.
about, I know you've got oak flooring in your wonderful castle, haven't you?
I do, yes, all
Yes,
over the place.
beautiful,
Oh, it
isn't
is
it?
lovely, yes.
The
18
finest
bedrooms, though,
oaks.
is quite
quite
but I
big.
understand the maid does get around it with this quite happily.
So on we go at the bottom, lights on.
Stuart is my maid.
Oh, we need to get my floor manager to get the other one away.
Oh, that... That's, not only did it fall over, but now it's switched on. Look at that. That is... I think it's the ghost of the Covent Garden studios. Anyway, we've
We'll
got
just
some
finish
pillows, by the way. We'll tell you
cleaning
about
this
those in a minute.
floor.
But first, look, we're in motion with Martha.
We are indeed buffing away.
On the front, Charlie, you need to press the button. Oh, does it not work? Oh, we've got a haunted. Sorry, I wish you could see what I'm saying.
Anyway, we are gliding away. And we're absolutely edge to edge cleaning every single time, buffing up beautifully. You can almost see, well, you can see my reflection in there. You certainly see the light's reflection. So not only are we cleaning those stains we can't see, but we are buffing and smoothing and making our gorgeous, I mean, we probably paid a fortune for these tiles, right? We want them to keep.
Well, I always remember at my school, and you know, I went to quite a posh school, and at my father's terrific expense, and they had those, you know, squeaky clean, polished, highly polished floors. And they, again, it was somebody going around with one of those industrial units, but I don't know of any of a miniaturized industrial unit other than this.
First of its kind.
Yeah.
And there's 150,000 happy users worldwide, which is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that is the numbers speak for themselves. Absolutely gorgeous. So, I'm pretty sure that's beautifully clean right now.
Shall we find out?
have a look?
Yeah.
Let's have a little goosey gander.
Let's do it.
My special CSI torch. out.
Bring the lights down. Here we go. There's the before.
You can see all the dirt and the debris.
Yes.
And now,
coming back to the live shot.
Have a look what's there. I'll take that light off because that's a bit annoying, isn't it? There you go. Can we
Clean
see
as
anything?
a whistle.
Absolutely clean.
No biological data detected.
Beautiful. I'm very happy and satisfied with that result.
As are we. Now, this is normally $238.90, and that would get you the whole kit and caboodle. Remember, if you see what we have here, there are 4 of the blue scrubbers. When you buy this normally, let's say from Aircraft's website, you just get 2 of the blue. 2 blue, baby, I love you. Then also the pink, you only get 2 of those normally. We have doubled them up for you and given you 4 in total, and you don't normally get any of the scrubbers. We've given you 2 of the scrubbing pads. They're worth $14.95. So basically it's $14.95 a pair. So in other words, there's £45 worth of spare pads in there. And I tell you what, for the quality of this machine and for the package that we're offering you, it is one of the definitive ways to clean and scrub and buff and polish your floors. 642-108. Remember, you can either shop online at ShopOnTV.co.uk. And if you wish to use PayPal Pay in 3 and pay for this over 3 months interest-free, you have to do that online anyway. You can't, unfortunately, do PayPal over the phone. But if you're just going to put the whole thing on a credit or a debit card, not a problem at all. You can do that over the phone, 03333 241 241. But remember, when it's in your basket, is it secure? No. Is it reserved? No. Is it safe? No. You have to check out. You have to pay for it. It's the way modern economics work. Apparently, you give us money and we give you the product. It's an exchange of goods for tender. So only as soon as you're ready to absolutely pay for this and own it yourself, we will ship it to you literally Tuesday morning. It will go out. So obviously tomorrow's a bank holiday, and I don't think that people are doing any of that stuff, the shipping-y stuff. But Tuesday morning, it'll be on its way to you, and you'll have it literally within a couple of days, hopefully 2 or 3 days, and you can start using it. It takes, this is the difference. This is the point of difference. There are mops. There are steam mops. We have an amazing steam mop here as well. There are squirty mops. There are so many different ways to clean a floor and a hard floor. I have a spray mop, but they soak the floors, and they're okay. They're still microfiber pads, and blah, blah, blah. But there is nothing that I'm aware of that actively has motors that are scrubbing, that are doing the work, that are they're literally taking the elbow grease from your arms that you would normally, if you wanted to do what this machine is doing, you'd have to scrub the floor in opposite rotating circles 250 times a minute, which would be very tiring. So that's why this is the only game in town. It's the only machine on the market, unless you go up and buy a professional version, or I don't know, maybe they have small professional versions of these, but they're probably hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. It's less than £200 here at ShopOnTV. It does the job, it does it well. And if they, look, you think if they couldn't make it a little bit lower in price, they wouldn't have done, but they would have found that it would have sacrificed the power and the quality of the motors. It wouldn't have done the job properly, and then they'd have had thousands and thousands of unhappy customers. The company would have gone bankrupt, and that would have been it. So the fact that it's thriving, it's growing, and there are how many customers around the world?
150,000.
150,000 people who swear by this. And again, a lot of people in the disabled community, or if you have manual dexterity issues, arthritis, those sorts of things, mobility issues, if you're wheelchair bound, this is the only way, it's the only way if you're able-bodied to actually have a machine do the scrubbing for you. It's the only scrubbing machine I know for the home.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's been reviewed not only on programmes like This Morning, but in consumer articles, in The Telegraph, in The Times, in the Daily Mail, and they all love it. Good Housekeeping Award as well, and that quiet mark. So if you've got little ones sleeping, or maybe you're doing shift work, this is under 60 decibels, which is less than your household fridge. You know, when your fridge comes on, it has that hum. It's less than that.
We're doing shift work.
We do shift work. We're doing it right
actually,
now.
Is that how you spell it? Maybe there's an extra F, I'm not sure.
But I was going to say, you know, normally in TV, when we're using units, obviously our mics are super sensitive. You can barely hear this when I'm using it, which is absolutely amazing. So I've got a very familiar scenario, I would say. We've got some white ceramic tiles down here, and somebody's come in with their dirty boots. I'm very proud of these footprints today. Dirty boots, particularly at this time of year. I don't know, it's been raining an awful lot where I am. I've got a dog as well. The dog is constantly in with
paw prints.
Yeah, you can't get into the towel quick enough. There's paw prints everywhere. So we are going to use our grey scrubbing pads here, the edge-to-edge ones there for you, and we're going to get cracking with this. We'll use a little bit of water as well, so we're already on at the bottom. We're going to press the little button up top here and get some water going and get rid of these dirty footprints.
So on the handle there are two buttons. There's a squirty button and there's an on-off button, basically.
Yeah. There indeed it is. And these again have been dried on for 2 hours. So if you're rushing out the house for the kids on the school run and you think, oh my gosh, I don't have time to tidy that up, you'll be absolutely fine to do it when you come home from work or when you're back from that school run, and make these tiles absolutely gorgeously beautiful. Popping in your detergent if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want to, because we've got the power of microfiber. Now, dirt is negatively charged. Here's the science bit for you.
Oh,
Rob.
excellent. Science section.
Negatively charged dirt and microfiber is positively charged. You can read all about it yourself, but basically all those dirt particles get sucked up and sucked in by the microfiber. It's a really effective chemical-free way of cleaning. I know a lot of families, particularly if you've got dogs, I know our lovely producer's got a dog as well, you don't want to think about putting things like bleach on the floor because their paw pads are really sensitive. Same with cats as well.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
you've got
our
little
hands
ones crawling.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want any of those nasty chemicals. You could be a chemical-free home with this, which is what I absolutely love.
Yeah.
But look how clean and gorgeous that was. They were really heavy-duty, you know, proper mum telling you off footprints, weren't they?
Very much.
You wouldn't
so.
be getting away with that.
I've
And now
noticed
we've got
also
lovely and shiny.
you haven't
floor.
broken a sweat. You're not panting for breath.
No.
It's the machine literally glides itself around.
Absolutely.
You're guiding, it's gliding.
And on a full charge, Rob, you're going to be able to do 800 square metres. Now, the average one-bed flat's normally about 400 square metres.
Right.
So, you know, you could do that in 15 minutes, more or less, if you had all
I have
hard
to say,
floors.
look, I mean, it depends on people's personal situations at home, but my flat is hard floors all throughout. Now, I grew up with carpeted floors. I'd never go back to carpets again.
No.
It's so much easier to keep hard floors clean.
Well, do you know,
and all the dust collects in corners. It's
I was
really
going to say as
bizarre.
well, one of the reasons is, from being a homeowner, if you want nice carpets, they are a fortune.
Yeah,
Thousands and thousands of pounds. So quite often people go for affordable square footage of carpets, and they get threadbare.
Yeah.
They get horrible.
And also, whoever
stains.
cleans them? I mean, it's a
don't,
weird
do you?
dynamic when you think about
Yeah.
it. You wouldn't get your clothes after you've worn them at the end of the day, run the vacuum over them and say they're clean, would you? But that's what we do with our carpets, that we tread dirt from the outside into our homes.
It's crazy.
And we just go over it with a bit of a vacuum. And some people do shampoo them from time to time. But I think it's much more sanitary and much lower maintenance with hard floors. And a lot of people are starting to convert to hard floors. So believe me, if you just have, or if you're about to, or if you already have hard floors in your home, it's any type of hard floor. As long as it is a sealed hard floor, you wouldn't use this on bare wood, basically. But it can be on laminate, it can be on solid wood, oaks. I'm not really a hard floor expert, but what are those weird ones? There are some fancy hard floors, aren't they? What are they called?
Engineered wood flooring?
Engineered wood, but no, there are a couple of brands that have got some fancy LVT could be, yeah. Isn't that a community? So no, I mean honestly, whatever your hard floor is, unless it's bare wood, if it's got an undulation to it, if it's a tile with a sort of a pattern, as it were, or not, a pattern's not the right, well, undulation is the word. I've already said it, so you get what I'm saying. It's going to be your friend. Not only does it clean, but it also polishes, it buffs, and it leaves your floors dry. This is the really important part. It's not oversaturating your floors. You don't have to use liquid cleaner, but if you want to, you can. If you have a particular area, like in the bathroom, that you want to disinfect, and you can go from one surface to the next without even changing the pads. You can be on wood floor, tile floor, to lino, to anything, I mean literally anything. And if you've got a painted or a varnished deck outside in your patio or on your patio or over your patio or next to your patio or wherever it is, then again, there's no reason why you can't use this outside as well. And it's super quiet. The reason we threw in, I believe, a quick shot of a cat there is that it doesn't disturb the pets. They don't get scared by it like with the loud vacuums and things. Perfect on, I mean, slates, did I mention slate possibly already? Marbles, granites. If it's a floor, look, there you've got the terracotta tiles. If it's a floor and it's sealed, you can use this on them. And again, the point of difference is that it does the scrubbing, it does the hard work. 250 revolutions per minute with very powerful motors and a strong battery driving the engine. 642108. Martha is just resetting all of the floors. She's making, I think it's her attempt at a Jackson Pollock over there at the moment. And while she does that, I'm going to tell you about our best-selling pillow. Here it is. It's from Mirel. And if you have not yet seen the Mirel or heard about the Mirel, or if you have not tried the Mirel and felt the difference for yourself, then I'm here to tell you all about it. Now, I haven't seen that before. Exclusive. Yes, you cannot buy the Mirel pillow anywhere else. Only here. Now, this is, if you're thinking it's remarkably like a GX suspension pillow, that's because it is a GX suspension pillow. However, this is the latest, greatest version of it. It has a slight difference in that the the GX has organza strips on the side for breathability. This has a cover that is completely breathable all over. But the essence is the same. It's basically a pillow that will never ever lose its shape. No matter how hard you push it, it will always return to its original form, whether you sleep in the middle of the pillow or on the side of the pillow, whether you're a back sleeper, a side sleeper or a front sleeper, or if you sleep standing on your head, sitting up, or I don't know, levitating 3 feet above the bed. This is the pillow. Well, I suppose you wouldn't really need a pillow if you could levitate. But anyway, the reason that this is our best-selling pillow is because it does what no other pillow can do. There was only one other pillow that I know of in the history of pillows, certainly in my lifetime, that had active suspension built into it that you had some control over, in fact, and that was called the Dream Wizard pillow. They don't make it anymore, unfortunately, but an empire of shopping television magnitude was built from this one pillow. A whole shopping channel rose out of the sales and success of this one pillow, this Dream Wizard, and it had an inflatable insert. Genius idea, right? Light bulb moment, why didn't we think of that? But that now has, for a long time now, not been made, I understand. This has inside it, now yours won't be pink, these are just so you can see them, and also yours won't be on the outside, they will be inside. But from literally the side on one edge of the pillow to the side on the other edge of the pillow, you have these ties, and they are slightly shorter than the width of the pillow. And then they're obviously surrounded by filling, and the filling alone in this product actually is also incredibly special. So that means that when the pillow is compressed, the ties create resistance, they literally create support, they literally create like a suspension bridge, they hold the pillow firm and prevent it from completely collapsing. And here's why. Let's get real, shall we, peeps? Are you happy with your pillow? Now, unless you have this pillow, or the other pillow that I sleep on, as we all know, is the Mulberry Silk pillow, and I love that too. But if you sleep on this, you'll already know what I'm talking about. But what I would suggest is that if you don't have one of these and you don't have a Mulberry Silk pillow, are you really happy with your pillow? I bet that 99% of you would probably say no, absolutely not. Are you constantly pillow punching in the night to try and, or fluffing or plumping? Or do you put your arm under the pillow to provide support because the pillow doesn't do it for you? We will not stand, we will not lie anymore for poor pillow support. No, for now, Great Britain, there is a solution. And honestly and truly, when you think about it, pillows, and for millennia, since they were first invented, pillows have essentially been a sack with a filling in it. That's it. That hasn't really changed, unless we talk about the memory foam pillows, but I'll come to those in a minute. This, by the way, you get 2 of these. You do get something for a pair in this game. All right, my loves. This does 2 things. Every other pillow that exists that I'm aware of only does one thing. Either one or the other, and one it does well and the other it does badly. And when it comes to a pillow, what you absolutely need for a good night's sleep are 2 things. So you're lacking. Your pillow is, the chances are, is 50% lacking in giving you the good night's sleep that you deserve and that you need to be fully recuperated, regenerated, rested, alert, awake, and feeling good. And here is what those 2 things are. Numéro 1. Support. You need support. A pillow needs to support you, because when you lie down, there is a gap between your head and the mattress. Fact of life. And what does a pillow do? Well, it needs to fill the gap. But when you put your head on most pillows, it might fill the gap until the average 10 pounds of your head touches the pillow, and then it just kind of goes, and it pushes through the pillow. All of the filling is parted to one side, and essentially your head is maybe an inch or 2, if you're lucky, above the mattress. So you spend the whole night. So not only is that bad for your spine and your spinal support, it's also bad for the alignment of your airways, so that potentially can promote snoring, or even worse than sleep apnea if you have that sort of thing. And then that's when you wake up in the morning and you go, oh, I've got a stiff neck, or I've got a bad back. And what do we say? We say, I slept funny. No, you didn't. It's not your fault, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been waking up in the morning after a bad night's sleep, it's not your fault. It's the fault of either your pillow, your mattress, your duvet, or probably a combination of all 3. This cannot compress. The filling cannot be parted to the sides. It's a physical impossibility. So this gives you absolutely the support that you need. But what is number 2, ladies and gentlemen? Well, not that number 2. What's the number 2 in the example I'm talking about now? Comfort. You want comfort and support. So, because comfort, you want it to feel good. You want something that's soft and dreamy and lightweight, and you just drift off to sleep. And then you wake up and after being cradled by angels all night long. But again, usually you get one or the other. If you want support from a pillow, what do? You buy a firm pillow, don't you? And then you go, oh yeah, that's firm, but it's also not very comfortable. I know, I've done it, and they were awful. It was like sleeping on bricks. Or you get a nice, fluffy, light, plumpy pillow, and then your head just goes straight through it. And then you put another pillow on top, and then sometimes 2, 3, or even more pillows. Especially if it's artificial fibres, they are just pointless and useless. And you sweat in them, then they lose their shape, they clump up, they just degrade and get worse over time. Now, it's not to say that this won't degrade over time as well. It will, because it's artificial fibres. But the point is, it gives you support and it gives you comfort without sacrificing either. $34.95. And by the way, this I think we've got time, Martha. You got a couple of minutes. This was born out of necessity. This is a genuine story, true story. And the reason that the GX pillow was called GX is because the inventor of this pillow, his daughter, whose name was Georgia, and she used to sign her name Georgia with a kiss, hence GX, right? She was hit by a car and almost died. I mean, really seriously critical injuries. And fortunately she pulled through, but she was bedridden, and I mean to the point she couldn't even get up and go to the loo. She was stuck in bed for an entire year and in constant agonizing pain for a very, very large proportion of that. I mean, horrible. Parents' worst nightmare, and I can't imagine how terrible that an experience that was for her. So obviously her father was, what can I do? How can I help? And what she said was that my pillows are not giving me support or comfort. Please, can you try and find me a better pillow? So he did what any parent would do, what you would do if you were a parent or if you are a parent. He went and bought every single pillow that money could buy, regardless of expense. Even a Harrods pillow that I think was like 150 quid, something like that. None of them worked because they were either comfortable but had no support, or they had support but were uncomfortable. So in the end, he started with this, garage full of pillows. He's a cabinet maker by trade. And he started cutting these things open and looking inside and basically discovered the same as I've already said to you. It's a sack with a filling in it. So he was walking home one day and saw the lintel on a building and realised, hang on, that's what's missing. Buildings in engineering, and himself being, in a similar trade, he realised that suspension is an essential part of engineering to keep structures aloft. And he thought, that's what's missing. So he started tinkering in his garage and he created the suspension pillow. He then also created a filling. He bought there are these filling blowing machines that they literally blow the filling into the pillows. But he wanted something that was so comfortable, he created this very, very, very fine down-like substance. It's called like down, actually. And it was so fine, it clogged the machine. So he even had to reinvent the machine. He had the machine altered specifically to be able to work with the incredibly fine comfort filling that's inside the pillows. So from that, the missus said, well, I want one of those because this is really good. And then the neighbours said, I want one of those. And then eventually the whole street, and then all the people across the land. And then one day he got a phone call from an American company called Walmart, who said he thought it was a practical joke and hung up, I think, a couple of times. But eventually they persisted and they said, no, we've heard about your pillow. We want to sell them in America. And they ordered 30 million pillows. And he went, yeah, that's going to be a problem. I can't make 30 million pillows. So he licensed the technology and the design patents and things like that to America, and to make them stateside. And now they're one of the #1 selling pillows on the planet, and because they work. And you can find out for yourself when you get a pair of these. By the way, very quickly, last word, medium soft or medium firm. If you like a softer pillow, I know it sounds redundant, but get the medium soft. If you like something that's it's only 20% more filling. In the medium firm, there's 20% more filling than there is in the medium soft. You still get all the suspension, but it's just a slightly squishier version on the medium soft, and it's a slightly springier version on the medium firm. Actually, a lot of people get both because the medium firm's good for sitting up in bed, reading, watching TV, convalescing if you have to put a pillow between your legs. If the doctor said use a nice firm pillow to support whatever part of your body has been injured or whatever. If you like Gemma and me, you have no partner and no one to share your bed with. Honestly, the right-hand side of my bed is pristine. It's preserved in time. And it's obviously by choice because we're just fiercely independent. And but I do hug my pillow from time to time. I got rid of my teddy bear, unfortunately, when I emigrated back to this country. So I'm alone. But I've got a pillow. And I've got Martha.
You do.
And she's got a mop. No, it's not. You can't even call it. It's
not
a mop.
A mop is old technology.
There it is.
It's a bit like comparing toothbrushes, like your manual toothbrush with your fancy sonic
What a brilliant comparison.
Toothbrush. I know. I'm good at this, right?
You are just not a pretty face, aren't you? I mean, you're not just a pretty face.
But think how much more efficient. I'm amazed when people use manual toothbrushes, because you're doing all the work and everything. Get with it.
Get with it, man. Get with the program. That's it.
So what Powerglide and Aircraft have done, what the guys did at Aircraft was they looked at those big industrial machines. You'll definitely see them. I always see them, when you're in hospitals, things need to be really clean, obviously, and they need to be cleaning all the time. Everything's sanitised, all the floors. They've got those massive machines, which are thousands of pounds. They've taken all of that technology and they've popped it into the Powerglide so that you can use it at home. So there's no more mop and bucket. You're just kind of pushing the water around the floor. You're pushing the dirt around.
And the germs.
Yeah, this Powerglide is it's like the ballet. It's like you're doing a beautiful ballet around, or a dressage.
Dressage.
Yeah, I'm a bit more.
Do you ride horses?
I used to when I was a kid.
I don't know. You'd have a look at. Maybe it's just because of your boots.
I think it's the riding boots today, isn't it?
Yes. Could be it. Yeah.
I was thinking about trying to do this show in a dress and thinking that's just not. Rob knows me. I'm never wear.
I've never seen you wear no.
But I'm always in dresses.
You're a lady.
Thank you very much.
She is Ascot born and bred.
Am I?
I don't know.
No, I don't think I am. I think I'm rugby.
I could see you in a big hat. I think you look good in an ascot. I imagine would suit you. Is what I'm trying to say. But your sense of style.
Thank you very much.
Or Henley regatta.
That's much more. Well, that's
I used to go
Henry.
Henley all the time. Mate.
Love a bit of
Love
boaty. Shall we get cleaning? This floor, guys, if you missed the start of the show, we showed you what you thought was a clean floor. Should we have a good look at it? It looks beautiful, doesn't it? You're thinking, that looks fine. There's no dirt, there's no dirt.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Actually, I've just spent 10 minutes talking about a pillow, and it doesn't look like you've done any work at all, because the floors are still mostly clean.
Oh, well, you wait and see.
Oh, right then.
So, I'm going to show you it from the top, guys. So we've got some nice clean pads underneath. I've swapped them all over just to prove to you. I don't want to dip it too far just because I've got water in it. So really, really easy. Obviously, you've got the on button at the front there that you can turn on. There he is. And then obviously you can angle your pole how you want to. So just pop it down like you would normally with a vacuum cleaner. And then we're going to get going with the power button at the top of the handle. And we'll use a little bit of water as well. And you can see it doesn't ever run away from you. You can use it one-handed. If you're worried, maybe you've got elderly parents or grandparents, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, this will be a bit too much for them. It absolutely goes at your own speed. It's a real delight to use. There's no more elbow grease. There's no more chores, which we love, don't we? I think life is too short to do chores.
If I could get somebody to just move my limbs for me, I got to that age where the less I can move, the better.
You'll be cleaning your floors. It's a pleasure.
It looks fun. It does look enjoyable.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Now, it's going to cover 20 square metres a minute because these pads, microfiber pads that they are oscillating or rotating at 250 revolutions.
250 revs per minute.
Per minute. So you can basically cover 800 square metres.
A lot of revolutions.
On one charge. It's going to charge from flat to full in 2 hours for you. So and you don't have to charge the whole unit. You can take the battery out and just put the batteries on charge as well. So easy peasy, gliding along. Remember as well, I'll just go a little bit limbo for you. It will go all the way under. So if you want to go under things like chairs, bookcases, sideboards, I would love everybody to go upstairs and look under their bed. There's so many dust.
But you can still, if someone's sitting on the sofa watching the telly, they can still put their legs in the air.
They can.
Half the pleasure when somebody else is doing the chores for you.
And we've got a nice
not a chore
clean
anymore.
floor. Yeah, not a chore at all. I remember on a Sunday night after my mum had done the big Sunday roast, that was her time to clean the floor. And we weren't allowed in the kitchen at that point because the floor would be swimming with water.
Well, yeah, dangerous.
Take all night to dry. She'd put all the chairs up.
It's a hazard in the bathroom as well, in fact, because most domestic accidents happen in the bathroom.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me show you.
Oh, my Lord.
That dirt that we didn't see.
That is dirtier than my mind.
We like to say it's barefoot clean, Rob, which I quite like.
I do like
I'm a barefoot person. I don't believe in socks or shoes.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same. And actually, I'll be honest, it's been a while. I've neglected my floors because I've been working so much. I do get slightly dirty. The soles of my feet do get a little bit dirt on them. I know.
We need to come around and do your flat then, don't we?
Well, I think I should probably do it myself.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It does sound like we could film it, couldn't we?
You're welcome to come round for a glass of, what was it called?
Stellenbosch.
Stellenbosch, yeah.
Yes, a lovely Stellenbosch vineyard. Dry white wine. You can see there as well, it's a beautifully dry floor. So if you're worried about your floors, they're not going to be swamped with water at all. And it's just going to be perfect. You've also got that gorgeous edge to edge as well. So don't worry about butting up to the...
What I was going to say, why are they wider? Why are the pads wider?
Because it just protects sort of all of your skirting boards and everything.
So the plastic wheel doesn't hit the
and maybe you've got furniture on the floor and you don't want to sort of
but also the pads will, if you've got rounded feet on furniture, they will actually get into the rounded parts of the feet.
Absolutely. Really easy to change the pads as well. It's just Velcro or touch fastening, however you want to call it. And then they can go into the washing machine, 40 degrees. Just don't use any fabric conditioner because microfiber and fabric conditioner, not friends. Microfiber's got lots of tiny little I like to call them like little fronds, little fingers. And fabric conditioner is obviously oil-based, and
Well,
that will
clogs.
clog
It
them.
actually deliberately clogs the fibres. That's what makes your clothes smooth.
I have
Not
to
so
say
good
as
in a-
well, sorry to interrupt
That's
you,
all right.
they dry so quickly. Like, you can pop them on the radiator or whatever, but if you just sort of stand them up on your radiator, they'll be dry in about an hour.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, so you can get cracking again. And using the power of water, no detergent needed if you don't want to, but you can put 5 ml in, that's about a teaspoon in there, and I would mix it in the little cup rather than trying to get a teaspoon.
Well, water is a very we don't think of it this way because we're humans and we need water to survive. We're made mostly out of water, but it is actually a very powerful solvent. If you think about it, you know, water cuts through dirt and grease and all kinds of things, doesn't it?
It really does. I mean,
And
a lot of,
for that matter.
a lot of families as well now are trying to go chemical free, which I think is a brilliant thing to do. Not just families.
I think so too,
but yeah, a great thing to do. So really important if you've got pets or babies that are on the floor all the time. You want to make sure everything's clean, but also, you know, free of those harsh chemicals.
By the way, can I just say, we are live here. I know it might not look like it. We are live. So if you have any questions whatsoever, just email the studio at shopontv.co.uk. That is studio at shopontv.co.uk. And have we had any, Gemma, have we had any emails? We did have a question from earlier, which, Sandra, we asked that question. Oh, and Les wants a shout out. Les in Chesterfield. Hey, Les, how you doing? I know Chesterfield well. My parents live in Mansfield. They took me to Chesterfield because you've got the church with the wonky spire, haven't you? Which I've gone past on the train, actually, when I've gone from Peterborough, when I used to work in Peterborough, to Warrington, which is actually where our other studio is in Warrington. Goes right past the wonky spire. Have you seen the wonky spire?
I haven't seen the wonky spire. I've heard of it.
Great. You should go see it.
I will.
Next time you go... If you ever get the slow train from Peterborough to Warrington, you'll get to see it.
That's the one.
So thank you very much for that. Can I also say a big hello, going all the way back to the days when I first started broadcasting a shopping show on ITV, which was 2020, I want to say, something like it was right before the pandemic started. 2019, and somebody who watched that show religiously from day one and has been a tremendous supporter not only of the show but also of mine. He appeared on my Unlocked talk show as a contestant on a couple of occasions, I think, and I bumped into him randomly on my way to work one day at Paddington Station twice, if you can believe that. And he's here in our studio tonight. I said to him, if you're ever in London, you want to come and have a look around the studios. Christopher Beckers he's not in the studio, he's actually in the control room, listening to the director and the producer boss me around. In fact, he's assistant producer today. So he got to meet all the team, and I just want to say it's lovely to have you, Christopher. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope you're having a lovely time. Good. Yes. Good. That's it. This is Martha Cleary, by the way. She is not only brand ambassador tonight for Aircraft and the Power Glide, but also she's one of our team and a standby or a fill-in presenter, and she'll be with you in a couple of weeks, running the show, sitting in the big comfy James Bond chair or the Bond villain. One day I will play a Bond villain. That's always Valentin Zukovsky was also always my James Bond. Always wanted to be a James Bond villain. One day, Martha.
It's gonna happen.
One day.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Now, it's from James Bond villains to James Bond villas. I bet they're a right pain to clean those floors.
I bet there's a lot. I bet if you got a black light in there, it'd be quite good fun.
I bet it would, yeah. I guarantee you'd find some blood.
Oh.
Yeah. Why you mentioned black lights? Why would you mention such a thing?
I've done the business on the lino floor now. So maybe you've got lino in your bathroom or again in your kitchen. Maybe you've got boys in your family. I know I'm lodging with my very best friend at the moment, and she's got 2 little boys. And it sounds quite rude, doesn't it, to say that they're the ones that can't hit the toilet. But sometimes they can't, especially if you go in the middle of the night. It might be quite difficult.
Listen, I will be honest, it doesn't matter what age you are as a man, the aim is not always perfect, and there are certain physiological reasons why sometimes the aim is off, particularly in the middle of the night. It's just a fact, no matter how good you are at your aim, not everyone hits the bullseye every time, I'm sorry to say.
So, around the toilet, if you were to get a black light, you would see maybe lots of horrible hidden germs. Maybe things like when you move raw chicken or raw meats and you've got spillages on the floor, your floor might look clean, but actually you'll see that there are germs that you can't see. So lots of splatters, lots of things.
But those could be deadly. I mean, they could be. I mean, chicken juice can be. You've got a baby toddler crawling around, chicken juice in the mouth. I mean, that can be seriously, seriously dangerous. I mean, anything on the floor, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to give it a super powerful scrub and clean on your lino. So what I've done is I've just changed the pads to the grey and white. Apologies, I'm not turning it over completely. It's just I don't want the water to pour all over my jeans. Obviously, I've got the bung in there, but sometimes that can happen. So keep it upright. So you've got the grey and white pads. You're getting 2 of these in your ShopOnTV bundle tonight. And these have got like a coarser microfiber, so it allows them to sort of scrub and release the dirt that's on the floor and the germs that are on the floor. So we'll get going with this one.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to get up. Oh, thank you, my lovely Kieran, for not showing me getting up there and being polite. So
it gets harder with age, doesn't it?
It does get harder with age.
Especially for me, I'm gravitationally challenged, you see.
Are you?
Well, I'm heavier at the moment, so I did have my
you're
first
very
health.
tall, so it's a long
I am quite
time
tall.
to
I know.
get up.
No, well, that's that as well.
Are you 6'2"?
Yeah.
6'2".
Yeah.
There you go. So, lights on at the bottom there.
Any other stats you want?
Sorry.
Do any other stats?
I mean, you can go through them all if you want to.
No. Let's. I'd like to know how many reviews we've had. That's
1,002 when I checked Amazon this afternoon.
Ooh.
That Big Jungle website. I don't know why I keep saying Big Jungle website because we're just going to say Amazon. It's the #1 floor polisher, and Aircraft has sold 150,000 power glides.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
So if you want to, before you buy it now, hear from us because
go
I
and
think
have a look.
our price is better,
we should
I
show
believe,
you some
than
as
Amazon.
well.
But go read the reviews.
I'm going to get going. So you can see the water coming out. You don't have to use the water if you don't want to. We're going to give this a beautiful buff and a clean. And because those pads are overhanging, you don't really have to be very accurate either. You can just sort of glide it yourself and you're not going to do any damage. Maybe you've got tiles coming up from the lino as well. Maybe you've got things like very expensive sort of ceramic toilet basins. You don't want to scratch those.
Yes, yeah.
Nothing's going to be scratched at all. You can just literally go along, and it's just such light, easy work. So on a full charge, you're doing 800 square meters it's going to do, and that's going to charge from flat in 2 hours.
Do you remember? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I just love everything about it, Rob.
Do you remember the days of the hand drill?
Yes.
Which was a manual crank the handle.
Yes, my granddad had quite a few.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
And now, of course, we have power drills.
Yeah.
Do you remember the days when you used to get a block of, it was like a cork block, and you'd wrap it with sandpaper and you'd sand stuff down, right? Well, now we have electric sanders. There are planes, manual planes. Now we have electric planes. There are so many devices that replace the manual equivalent because the manual equivalent is hard work, requires skill in some cases, and the electric replacement just does such a better job. Well, this is the electric replacement.
Absolutely, it really is. And you know what? I think life is hard enough. There's so much for us to get done in our daily lives. If you could save yourself time and effort, I mean, that's what you'd want to do, wouldn't you?
And if you're time poor as well, I'm not asking for violins to start playing, but I'm working hard. For the last 6 months, I've worked harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. I work 17-hour days every single day, and it's exhausting. And to the point I neglected myself. I didn't get a haircut for 6 months because I didn't have time. My flat is, just to get to take the rubbish out, so it just gets to the point where I'm like, to do basics like that, you know what I mean? And so it's quick and easy, and look how effective it is.
We just didn't
before
because we were very pleased with that amazing result. There's nothing
now that could
there
be
now.
It could be wee-wee, it could be poo-poo, it could be blood, it could be pus, it could be what else? It could be vomit.
But it's all
It could be any
now.
number of things. It could be food juices.
And I think now as well, I mean, I don't want to obviously remind everybody about the pandemic and everything, but we're all more sort of aware of germs, aren't we? We want things to be clean. And to do that with the power of water and microfiber is just amazing, I think.
Yeah. I was reading an article the other day, and I'm not in any way saying this to scare you, but I think most people, they understand that that poultry, for example, does have quite a high risk of carrying salmonella, right, which is toxic to humans in sufficient quantities. It's the only thing that we bring into our homes on a regular basis that is essentially a biohazard. And when you think about it, Martha, right, poultry is essentially a biohazard that you're bringing into your home. Now, look, I want to talk to you about the price here. It's 200 quid. I realise that that's, for some people, is perhaps beyond affordability. Unless you want to actually spread the cost interest-free using PayPal Pay in 3, use that, select that at checkout online at ShopOnTV.co.uk, and it will then take you through the process of getting approved for PayPal Pay in 3. But the thing is, here's the economics of it. Actually, Gemma, my producer, just made a very good point. And, you know, it's just like buses. If you wait long enough, eventually one arrives. I'm just kidding. She's going to kill me for that. And now I can't remember what the point was. What did you just say, Gemma? Yes. Think about, over your lifetime, how many mops you've bought. And a mop, you know, what are they? A tenner for a cheap one, 20, 30 quid for or 40 quid I paid for my spin mop. The spray mops, they were 40 quid. And then you've got to keep replacing the pads and keep replacing the liquids. I mean, you would have probably spent more than £200 on floor cleaning devices and products in your lifetime already. So, and the thing is, it's very well made, this. I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologise. It's like if I were a Rolls-Royce rep apologising for the quality of the Rolls-Royce. I'm not going to do it. That is the price, because it's made to the highest standards, the highest specifications. It's got very powerful motors in it that actually work, that really do scrub your floors properly at 250 revolutions per minute. It's got a quality, lightweight aluminium handle. When you feel this at home and see it with your own eyes and hear the quality of everything that this, you know, when you move the handle and such, or don't hear it actually from the point of view that it's so quiet when it runs. It's got a big old battery in that. If you buy an electric car, half the cost of the thing is the batteries. In fact, if you buy anything with a lithium-ion battery in it, I'm trying to think of an example. There was something I wanted to replace. I can't remember what it was that had a lithium-ion battery in it. And it was something like £70 for the whole unit, but just to replace the battery was £45. It's that kind of equation. That's the battery, that's just the technology is expensive. So yes, aircraft could have made this using lower quality materials, but do you really want that? Cheap plastic that might crack or break or wear quickly over time. It might have had less powerful motors. Well, do you want to spend money on a product that doesn't really clean your floor very well, or takes a long time, or you have to manually finish? What would be the point in that? So look, aircraft have done the right thing. They've made it for the best machine they can, and that's what the price is. And I prefer that. You know what? Do you know what really annoys me when I want to buy a new computer? And I'm looking for one now. Finally, for the first time in 4 years, because the computer that I did have, they've decided to cut costs. So they've taken things away that I need that are critical for my use. Finally, one manufacturer has made a computer that they've not held back, they've just put the best of everything in it. And thank God, finally. Now, it's £5,000, this computer, but it's got everything. And so to me, because I'm a power user and I use it for business, that's worthwhile. I'd rather pay that and get everything rather than pay 4 or 3 grand and get mostly all good stuff and then a load of rubbish bits that I don't want. It's like, that's what the aircraft is. So it is an afford it if you can either afford it and buy it or not. But here are some reviews, and all the reviews actually, well, not all, many of the reviews, they talk about the price. There was one review, wasn't there, where somebody said that it was too expensive and they didn't buy it. I thought, I'm not paying that. And then eventually did. Let me see, maybe it's from Gail's review. I don't know if it is. Maybe it's not this one, it might be a different one. So, did you get all that? Let's try that one again, shall we? Gail said this. Cleans like a dream. No more dirty mop heads and filthy water in the bucket. Yes. I love this machine. I have wooden floors and ceramic tiles. It does both fabulous with no smears. Last summer, I was in my dad's tiled and wooden floor bungalow using a mop. Yuck. We ordered one for him. He loves it. Recommend it to others who have bought. I showered. Oh, I thought you said I thought it said I showered. I showed it. I showered with a friend. No, I showed it to a friend. She's bought it. Said that it's changed her life. She's bought one for her mother-in-law and son. She told her sister in Mongolia she bought one there and loves it too. And now, and so it goes on. So I do recommend. And you may come across one from this group, including a work colleague of mine who, can I read the rest of the other one? Who, thank you very much, I've just sent details to. I thought about this for 6 months. Don't. Just, see, there you go. She probably thought that's a lot of money for a floor polisher. But it's like, you know, it's a lot of money for a bar of gold as well, but it's a bar of gold, isn't it? You know, you get what you pay for. So 6 months she waited, and now, and look at, she's recommending it to everybody, and everyone's, this is it, word of mouth on this is phenomenal. Effortless mopping, says Karen. Been using my Power Glide for 5 months now and couldn't imagine how I managed before. It does the hard work for you. That's the difference, folks. It does the hard work for you. The hard work for you. It does the hard work for you. Just move it around. Move it around the floor. That's all you're going to do. It does a great job of cleaning. Very quiet and cuts mopping time down by half. So well worth the investment. I have 2 large dogs who never wipe their feet. I bet they wipe their bums though. I've seen dogs do that. Wiping their bums on the floor. Yeah. If they have glands and stuff. Yeah. Lovely. Muddy paw prints are a breeze for the Power Glide. Recently had a problem with a part breaking and found customer service amazing. All sorted with a replacement part, sent in a couple of days. Impressive. You know, these things happen. But I mean, this is the other thing. You get what you pay for. You buy a Rolls Royce, you get amazing aftercare. You buy something cheap and nasty from the local car mechanic or from the local car place, you don't necessarily. With this, you have amazing aftercare as well. Life happens, right? And so sometimes things do break, or they do stop working. You know, it's just a factor of life, and it's all about how that's dealt with, what happens after that, and that's what I want to impress upon you. You're buying into a whole ecosystem, a company that cares about its customers. They've created the best machine they can without any compromises whatsoever to give you a machine that really does the work of this. 250 times a minute. All the elbow grease stays in your elbow and all of the dirt gets pulverized, obliterated, decimated, destroyed by the Power Glide. Martha.
Hi, I just wanted to show you around when you get out of the box. I've obviously already built it, you saw me do that earlier, but I just wanted to talk you through the really easy instructions. Take literally 2 minutes out of your life and give these a quick read. You've only got 4 pages and it will take you through basically how it works, what pads you should be using, all about your battery power, storage and maintenance and charging. And then, brilliant page, the troubleshooting page. So obviously there's that call centre 0800 number available and they're always there for you. You can also email them as well between the hours of 10 and 8, which is brilliant, and they'll get straight back to you. Have a little look at the troubleshooting guide if you've got any problems, but you do have a 12-month warranty on the unit as well, and you get absolutely everything you need in the box. If you go to Aircraft's website as well, and I know that we've got extra pads today, but you can buy lots of different bits and bobs to go with it if you need more bits and bobs.
Because the number one problem people have, they say it doesn't work. Remember the batteries in the handle. There are 2 sets of batteries, handle and head. They are independently powered.
So you've got your big lithium-ion battery at the bottom, but you will have plastic-covered batteries at the top here. And this, obviously, you were talking earlier about the fact that does the remote.
It's a remote, yes. It's like an RF or, I would imagine, connection between.
Absolutely. So make sure you take the plastic off there and you're good to go on those little batteries. And they can be replaced as well. They're just triple A's in there. So just popping that in and on. You just need to click the pole together, that telescopic handle, and adjust it to your height. Obviously pop your pads on. You do get in your box your measuring jug as well. So this is just regular tap water. Doesn't need to be hot water, doesn't need to be cold water. Just as soon as it comes out of the tap, you're absolutely fine. You don't need to use distilled or anything like that. You can pop your detergent in there if you want to. So maybe your Blue Magic, maybe your Flash maybe your Dettol, but you don't need to use. The good thing about this is you don't need to use detergent if you don't want to because of those powerful microfiber cloths. So when you get your battery, your lithium-ion battery, there will be a little tag across the front as well, so you just remove that, and then it really easily clicks into the back as well, so you'll be able to see. There's a little grey button there as well, and you just pop it right in.
Clunk click.
Now, yes.
Every trip. That's where that came from.
That's where I think where I've got it from. So really easy to charge as well. You can take the battery out and just charge it wherever you like. And obviously, if you've got a small apartment or maybe you don't have much storage space, all of this is going to break down, so it will fit under the sink. If you think, oh crikey, I've already got a vacuum, it's going to take up much less space.
I mean, it is a bit of a faff to take it apart all the time if you so desire.
Absolutely, or maybe if you're taking it over to your parents' house.
For sure. I was going to say also the battery. If you've got under the cupboard or under the stairs, you know, somewhere you've got a power point, you can keep it plugged in.
You absolutely
because lithium-ion batteries don't have those memories the old batteries had.
Yeah.
You can just keep them plugged in all the time and it's fine.
And it will go from red to green. You'll see when it's charged, but 2 hours is all it takes, and that will allow you about 30 to 40 minutes run time and 800 square meters of coverage, which I think is phenomenal. Indeed. So that's how easy it is when it comes out the box. Should we have another play? Should we clean up?
Please, I am literally on the edge of my seat.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
Now you have made a mess here. You've been spilling your milk everywhere, haven't you? You've been getting your
but I'm not going to cry over it.
I'm going to add a little bit more to the mix as well. Hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit of it. We're going to add a little
coffee.
More.
Oh,
That's
can I drink the rest?
Coffee from earlier. Oh, it's lovely and thick, but it could be anything. So we've got an oil-based foundation down there. We've got toothpaste, which always dries hard, and quite often it's not the toothpaste out of a tube. It's your
out your mouth.
Coverage. It's out your mouth, isn't it?
Yeah.
My husband it's my number one. Is it my number one bugbear? I mean, I do a list.
We've only got an hour left.
I do a list for him, but yes, he manages to get toothpaste absolutely everywhere. I don't know how or why. It must be his winning smile. So we've taken a before shot for you. So I'll pop it on. I'll just make sure I don't have the battery in the other one. I don't think I do, otherwise it will run away from us. On goes the power button. Now, you'll notice...
Oh, that's what happened. It was the remote control from one handle that started the other machine.
That's what it did. And it's the number one rule when you're a Power Glide guest, not to do that. So I feel very
well,
sorry.
you know, you live and learn.
You do live and learn. You do. I've put our buffing pads on, so our pink pads with those fabulous fronds, because we want to be shiny as Darth Vader's helmet when we've done this. So on we go. And we're going to get a little bit of water on there as well. I'm not using any detergent tonight.
I think we should do this. Let's do this to music, shall we? Let's pump up the music. Is that all right, Kieran? Here's a little disco version of cleaning.
Sorry, we've got a lot of oil and wax-based products here, so it will take a while to buff it up. We're having it's disco dirt.
It
is disco dirt.
We can't hear it on the studio.
This is a lot of pumping. This is a lot of toothpaste that I put on here, a little bit too much, I think, but we're going to clean up the stains first of all, and then we'll buff them. We do the most extreme demos that we can visually for you guys to be able to see.
But yeah, if it works here in the studio, you can replicate this in your own home.
And also to prove to you, look, this is the toughest challenge that, you know, it's a bit like that washing powder challenge from way back when.
Oh,
do you remember
yes,
the
I do remember that.
I don't know if you were in the country when that was happening.
There we are. I think the disco's over, but the floor is ready to be danced on again.
Shiny and gorgeous.
Apparently it makes great telly, but we should have a YouTube channel just with Martha mopping for hours.
Absolutely.
It's very therapeutic, evidently.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's film a little clip of that. I should have taken it over to the boat and done it. It would be brilliant on the boat, actually. If you've got any,
decks,
for the decking, that would have been
I'll use that on my yacht.
Why don't you?
Or at least I'll recommend it to the crew. Yeah.
I know. People think it sounds so fancy. It's just a boat, but it is.
No, you have. I've always wanted a boat because I lived in Fort Lauderdale for a couple of years, and I used to sit on the river and just dream of owning. I might buy a canal boat here instead of a house.
Well, I've got a very big background, yeah. In
I'll talk to you about, because the wide boats, they're the size.
A wide beam,
they're the size of a 2-bedroom apartment.
They're amazing.
I know.
Yeah, they're amazing. Can I show you the results we got? I believe
I'd like
our
to talk
lovely
more
Kieran.
about. No, of course
well, we will do. We
of
will
course you can.
Kieran did a lovely before grab. He's our fabulous director, and we'll be able to see the difference. That was grimy and horrible.
Oh, yucky.
And a bit of a chore. You would have been down on your hands and knees, maybe with the scrubbing brush, trying to lift that in-ground toothpaste out. But now,
clean as.
oh, look at that lovely light reflection. You can see actually the amazing reflections in there. I'm very pleased with that.
I can't wait till you do your presenting shifts. None of this messing around that I do. You're going to get it. It's going to be great. I think we've hired a professional for the week.
Oh,
you know.
thank you very
Mind
much.
you are covering Sean and Hayley, and they're very professional.
They are amazing.
It's just me that lets the sign down at the weekend.
That's not true, Rob. But I think something that, again, people find, I think people find us quite bored because we love shopping telly, don't we? We love demonstrating products, and we really do enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby.
I love it. Shall I keep cleaning for you?
I live for it. I do.
I'm going to keep cleaning.
I think to myself, I'm sitting at home watching a film with a glass of vino in my hand, but if I could be at work talking about a vacuum cleaner until 3 in the morning, I'd be doing that. And I do 3 days a week.
I just need to get some other pads. So
Which pads can we furnish you with?
I need a stripy pad.
While you do that, let me just. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a bit comfy over it. Let me just tell you the details. 642108. It's the Aircraft Power Glide. Please check out. Lots of you have this in your basket, and it is available on PayPal if you want to spread the cost interest-free. Lots of people shopping on the phones as well. 03333 241 241. Local rate number. Again, if you've got hard floors, it really does depend. Do you want to use an inferior product on your floor? Now, I'll say this. We do the Optimus Power, the steam mop. If you've got that, great. Amazing for your hard floors. It doesn't scrub. That's the only thing it doesn't do. You'll have to kind of do the scrubbing, but the steam does help compensate for a lot of that. But also, I think that I'd say, wouldn't you, Martha, that if you've got the budget, that to have this and a steam mop, they kind of work hand in hand, don't they? Really,
yeah, absolutely.
But look, if you can't afford it, I get it. If it's too much money for you, or if you, in your value in your head, you don't think that £200 is the right value for something like this, then I would just wait 6 months like everybody else, and then you'll realise actually maybe I made a mistake. You'll get it, and then you go, oh my God, why did I wait so long? I just cannot express it, and I only bring this up, Martha. I wouldn't normally, because so many people on the reviews do, but they all end up realising they made the best purchase of their lives almost when they took the plunge. It's worth every penny. You'll know that the minute you get the machine at home and you feel the quality, and when you see the job it does and hear how quiet it is, you'll be glad that you made that purchase decision now.
I'm going to make a weird analogy here, and again, I feel like all I'm doing is talking about my husband. It's because I've been away from him for so long.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But he is driven insane by the fact that I buy pound shop phone leads.
Oh.
And I buy them every 4 to 6 weeks because they break. They're a pound, right? I always think to myself,
charging cables?
Yeah, like a USB-C.
Why don't you buy a decent one with a brand
Well,
new
exactly.
from Amazon?
So a couple of months ago,
£10.
bought a decent one for £10.
Yeah.
Lasting and lasting, lasting. Charges amazingly. So if you invest a bit of money into your kits,
you buy cheap, you pay twice.
You buy cheap, you pay twice. It's so true, isn't it? That was me thinking, but this one's only £1 and it'll do the same thing.
But also there are cheap and nasty knockoffs of all kinds of things. I'm surprised there hasn't been a cheap and nasty knockoff of this yet, probably because it's got so many patents and things like that.
Absolutely, yeah. And
but then you buy the cheap and nasty knockoff, and it's a cheap and nasty knockoff, and you go, oh, this is terrible. And it's because it's a cheap and nasty knockoff. So then you go and buy another one. I mean, I've done this so many times when I've bought cheap, particularly with duvets and pillows, you know. That's why when you get a chance to buy a decent pillow or a decent duvet, as I have, they're more expensive, but they're more expensive because they're made of quality materials. You get what you pay for. Anyway, Martha, we're going to take a short break. Not just yet. We're going to let you do the the white floor first, and then we're going to tell you a little bit more about Freeview 89 and other things happening in the Shop on TV world.
Shall I show you my mess then? Let's have a
Please
little
do.
look. This is on your ceramic tiles at home, but it could be on your marble, your laminate, your linoleum, your engineered wood flooring. Any hard floor that you've got in your home, the Power Glide is going to have a fabulous effect on it. So down here, this is the worst kitchen I've seen. This is a bit like a family kitchen on the go. So you've had your hot dog, your tomato and your mustard, or your burger has spurted out the side. I am terrible for putting Marmite or any other yeast extract on your things like your crumpets, and it's melting and it goes absolutely everywhere.
I always leak when I butter my crumpets.
Yes, exactly.
Because I put too much butter on.
I know, but you have
Comes
to
out your bottom of your crumpet.
There is some coffee down here. There is wax crayons. There is mascara. There's a little bit of lipstick. It's basically the worst of the worst. So because it's the worst of the worst,
party gone wild.
It is a party gone wild. I've added the grey and white scrubbing pads, 21 centimeters on the diameter there. These are the most durable, so really coarse on the microfiber, and it's going to help pick up all the stains, but it's not going to damage your floors in any way, shape or form. You're getting 2 of those in there. So I know we are really, really busy, which I'm very excited about. Light goes on the bottom. Now the light allows you to see under furniture. So maybe it's going under your sideboard, maybe you don't have kickboards on your kitchen and you want to get all the way underneath, or maybe you're lucky enough to have a kitchen with like an island. That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
I had a kitchen island.
Did you? I bet it was in America. I bet it was
Reno.
huge.
Oh, I had a 3,500 square foot apartment in Reno, and for about $2.50 a month. It was dirt cheap. Oh, kitchen island's amazing.
Amazing.
I wish I had one now.
Well, you could go.
Oh, I do have one now. I've got a kitchen island. Hang on, I've got one now in Croydon.
There you go. So I've turned it on. It's not running away from me, as you can see. I've only got one hand on the unit. I could do it one-fingered. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water because we have got some tough stains. Now this isn't going to be one pass because it's the real extreme, and there's quite a lot going on here. But you can see.
Well, you say it's pretty much almost gone.
You wouldn't leave your floors like that. Already I've done half of it, amazingly, just with the power of water. So just to remind you, because of that microfiber, it has those positively charged fibers in it, and dirt is negatively charged. So they're going to stick like a lovely magnet. So you're not dragging anything along. More importantly, you're not grinding anything in. So if there's any little bits of gravel that have come in on shoes or anything like that, that's not going to be ground in at all. It's just going to be lifted and secured like a magnet onto that microfiber. We're tackling the lipstick there now, and I'm just going to turn the corner for that mascara. And remember, this is an extreme situation because we're under really hot studio lights, and it is lovely and warm in here today. This is baked on. I mean, I wouldn't expect your house at home to be as hot as it is in this studio.
At least they're not as hot as they used to be.
This is true.
Do you remember the studios back like 20 years ago when it was all halogen lights? I know you're not old enough to remember that.
Oh, you're so kind.
I mean, you'd walk away with a tan.
We've tackled the Marmite, the breakfast. It could be your jam. It could be things like ground in cereal. I had the
Tungsten,
joy of...
actually. Sorry, not halogen.
Apologies. Are you all right?
No, fine.
Okay.
No, I'm just talking to myself.
I thought you might be. I didn't want to be rude.
Well, I have very little to do.
And we'll finally
tonight.
do the little smiley face. I don't know if you can quite see him. He's going. And that is absolutely perfect. And do you know what I'm going to do, because I haven't done it for a while? I'll just turn that off and prop it up, and we'll just prove to you. In fact, I'll get my tissue from earlier, just because that I've managed to wet the blue roll. We'll just prove to you how lovely and dry that is. A safe floor, so you're not waiting for it to dry overnight. Let's see.
What did it look like before? Let's remind ourselves. Oh my.
Absolutely horrific, isn't it?
Ew. And then, with literally a few sweeps of the Power Glide, this is the result.
That is good, isn't it? Gleaming indeed.
Almost eat your dinner off that, couldn't you?
I reckon you could, absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, all backed up with a 12-month warranty on the unit. A brilliant customer service team based in the UK that can diagnose 95% of problems over the phone. If there's any other problems with it, they'll send you a pre-packaged postage label. You can send it back, get it serviced. They will sort you out. They are aircrafted there for you. They are an award-winning company. They've got the Good Housekeeping Award for this Power Glide. It's got the Quiet Mark Award as well because it's under 60 decibels. You'll barely hear it on our very super sensitive mic. So you can be cleaning away if you've got babies sleeping or maybe elderly parents sleeping. It really is I mean, for me, the Amazon reviews are the one. 1,002 reviews and the #1 floor polisher on that unit.
Do you want to read one?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Testing my reading skills, are we?
Well, they can always pipe
I don't have my glasses on, so I'm going to go
They can
all
pipe
the
it
way
through your ear
towards.
if you want.
It's
We'll give you a nice short one to start with.
Shall we?
Yeah.
It's a brilliant piece of kit. I don't often write reviews. And isn't that true, Rob, actually? You only review things
If you
that
really love something.
absolutely
It's
love
true,
and you want
it's true.
people to know. But in this instance, I just had to. This is the best floor cleaner I have ever used. The mop and bucket has been thrown into the bin. As a disabled person, I really couldn't mop the floor. It just killed me. This machine can be driven with one finger. It's so light and easy to use. The pads are easy to put on, and when I clean my laminate floor, kitchen floor and wet room floor, I could see the difference. No more slippery floors. They were just clean. I almost don't know what to say, as I may sound totally mad waxing lyrical about a floor cleaner, but this is just so unbelievably good. Yes, it is not cheap, but so worth every penny. I no longer dread cleaning the floor. In fact, I can just sit on a stool in the middle of my kitchen and let the machine do its work. That is how easy it is to use. Yes, there are cheaper options out there, but if you can afford it, then you should go for this.
I mean, we should just leave that up on the screen for the next hour, because that.
Hold
Yeah.
music, the lift music.
But that says it all, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yes, and there are cheaper options out there, but they don't do as good a job. There is no machine we know of that is capable of scrubbing your floors like this. I don't know about you, but I've written I think 3 reviews in my life, and that's only because I was so happy with the service, or so disgusted with the service, that I felt compelled to do so, and that's what these people are doing. They're trying to share those experiences with you. By the way, we are governed by Ofcom, the Advertising Standards Authority. We are under ITV1's license and STV's license. We are the shopping show on one of the nation's major broadcasting services. We can't just say any old rubbish. It has to be true, accurate, legal, above board, etc., etc. Those reviews are, in fact, sometimes you will see spelling mistakes, and occasionally we'll put a bit of punctuation in or change a capital or something, but they're never edited, they're never altered, they're never made up. They are genuine. You could find that if you went through 1,000 reviews on Amazon, you'd find that exact review. It's there. All we've done is copied it and put it on the screen for you to read. So I hope you heed the advice, if not of me, if not of Martha, but of the people like yourselves, customers who've bought this. Yes, you do get what you pay for. Yes, there are cheaper alternatives, but they're nowhere near as good. And that's the simple, true, plain, honest fact of it. If you want the best, forget the rest. Put your money where your mouth is, pay extra now, and it's an investment for the future, because you'll pay that money out on inferior products that don't work anyway. You'll just keep replacing them, or they'll break and you'll have to buy a new one, or you'll be dissatisfied with the quality of the job that they do, and you'll throw them away, and then you'll try another cheap alternative, then another cheap alternative, and eventually you'll just go, this is ridiculous, I'm wasting all this money, I've wasted all this money. You have wasted money already probably on floor cleaning products that just don't do the job that you want them to do, that you bought them for, that you hoped that they were capable of achieving. This is the Mac Daddy or Mummy, or it's the Big Mama. This is the one that's going to get you over the finish line, over the final hurdle. It is going to clean your floors. Again, it's not special stunt flooring we use here. It's wood, it's lino, and it's tile. They're not coated with some special magic dirt be gone. And if they were, we'd sell it, wouldn't we? Right? It's a blooming good system. It's a great bit of kit. It does what it says on the tin. So you have a choice. You either buy it or you don't. It really is as simple as that. We can only present the information. We lead the horse to water. It's up to you whether you drink. Now, as I mentioned, we are also on Freeview Channel 89. Here's some information about that.
ShopOnTV also broadcasts every day from midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89, with an even wider range of must-have products at market-beating prices. So, check your electronic program guide for the latest show schedule and tune in daily to grab the offers while they're still available. There's more to see with ShopOnTV. Shop on TV broadcasts across the nation every day from midnight to 3 a.m. on ITV1 and STV and midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89. Away from your television, we've got you covered. The live broadcasts are also streamed on our website at shopontv.co.uk and on our YouTube channel at ShopOnTV Live, where you can catch up on anything you've missed. So, why not make it your daily ritual to tune in and check out the latest and greatest on offer? Outstanding quality, incredible value and superb savings with Shop on TV. At Shop on TV, our shows feature a carefully curated collection of must-have items at budget-friendly prices. Many of our prices offer discounts and savings, bonus products, or other desirable perks such as free postage and packing that are for a limited time only, or while stocks last. There are exclusive online-only offers on our website too at shopontv.co.uk. So, be sure to bag the bargains before they're gone. Watch, shop and save with Shop on TV. There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with Shop on TV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with Shop on TV.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Shop on TV, and if I sound a little irked, it's because my director's been very rude to me, and I'm going on strike. See, I would actually sit here for half an hour quite happily just with a joke, but I'm not going to. No, my director and I have... oh! Typical workplace situation. The presenter goes on strike and the director thinks, well, we don't need a presenter, we'll just play videos instead. Well, what about cameras? We need cameras, don't we? So I'll just look at the wrong camera. I'll look at that one over there, you see. Yeah. Anyway, I'm jesting. If you've just tuned in, this is not a real workplace protest. This is just me having a bit of a laugh with my good friend Kieran. Now, this is a pillow. What? Why did I clear my throat? Oh, as if I wasn't being serious, he thinks. Not at all. Do you know, one night, in fact, we've talked about this, we're going to put cameras in the control room. And we're... and mics. So I can follow. We don't have red lights either, so it's hard to know which. I'll sort it out. So that's that camera there. I'm looking at this camera now. I want to play a game. Has he used that one as well? No, he's not. He's only got 2. Oh, that's easy enough. I can easily go between 2 cameras. It's no problem at all. He thinks that he's trying to fool me with 2 cameras. Oh, you see, you're there now, aren't you? Oh, you're there. Oh, hi. Hi there. By the way, oh, Lord. Is that one? It's that one. If you want a shout out, then just email studio@shopontv.co.uk. If you're getting married, I will happily facilitate marriages. I'll get down on one knee. We have had an engagement offer in the past actually, and I've also been asked to officiate at a wedding, which I can do, because yes, well actually not in this country, but I am internet ordained in America. I married two of my very good friends. I didn't marry them. I mean, I married them, if you see what I mean, because that would be weird. It's like a strange throuple thing. I mean, I wouldn't do that. But happy birthdays as well. If anyone's got a birthday out there, more than happy to sing you happy birthday. And if you've got a joke, I'd love to hear a joke. I'm filling time while Martha is resetting the. Are you almost done? Oh, she's ready apparently. But obviously it's got to be clean, because unfortunately what happens a lot of the time is you send in these fabulous jokes. I do get to hear them, but I don't get to repeat them. But Gemma had a favourite joke. What was that, Gemma? What do you call a magician without the magic? Ian. I love that. It's good, isn't it? Magician. Yes, she's explaining the joke to me now. What do you call a ShopOnTV broadcast without Gemma? An unmitigated disaster.
Yes.
Without her, you see. Without her.
I get, yes.
What do you call... No, I was being complimentary. It's like those jokes, you know those sexist jokes that were around many, many years ago?
Yes.
Like, why do women have legs? Well, I've got alternatives. I'm going to do a whole bit of alternative sexist jokes. And it's to get them out of this oppressive workplace into a more suitable work environment. No? Anyway.
Do you remember on Vic and Bob where they just had the big tumbleweed going by? We should just have some big tumbleweed.
I never said I was a stand-up. That's why I'm sitting down.
I used to do stand-up, actually.
Did you really?
When I lived in Australia.
No way.
I lived in, very quick story, I lived in Byron Bay, and I was surrounded by beautiful yoga queens, gorgeous surfing girls, and I thought, right, I'm a white English British Rose. How can I get men to notice me? I'm going to do some stand-up comedy. I'm going to stand on stage and make everybody laugh. Oh. And that was my route to it. It was lots of fun.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it, yeah.
I do lots of after-dinner speeches and funny comedic speeches, but it's similar to stand-up. I just don't have the time to. You've really got to put the time and work in to do stand-up comedy. And Gemma, our producer, actually does stand-up as well.
Ah, there you go.
It's a real. It has to be a labour of love. You know what I mean? But anyway, much though we would love to do that, it would be unfair to our friends at Aircraft if we talked about that all night. So, and they've been very tolerant, just allowing me to even present the show, I gather. So why don't you tell us more about this amazing machine? If
you've just joined us then, we have got the Power Glide from Aircraft. Aircraft are a British company and they're made up of entrepreneurs. You might have seen those really big, heavy-duty units that are used in hospitals, hotels, big schools that have got a lot of hard floor areas that they need to clean and they need to disinfect and make sure are absolutely scrubbed and buffed to perfection. They've taken that technology and they put it into a domestic unit, and this is what you've got with the Power Glide. It's absolutely phenomenal. It rotates at 250 revolutions per minute, allowing you to clean up to 20 square meters in that minute. Really easy to use. So it's basically, I like the analogy of saying, if you used to use a manual toothbrush, you're now using an electric toothbrush. That's the kind of power. So it's doing the work for you. So there's no sort of dragging a bucket behind you, pushing water around. No, I know for a fact, because I put hard flooring down in a house that I used to live in. It's a lot of money. You're investing a lot of time and money getting your floors really, really perfect. You want to treat them beautifully, don't you? And the Power Glide will do that. You've got edge-to-edge cleaning as well, and it's just going to do absolutely everything you want. We just saw exactly what we got in the box. So we're getting 4 of the blue universal pads, so they're for your everyday cleaning. You've then got the stripy ones, which are a coarser microfiber that allows a bit more scrubbing action.
Of course,
you're still not going to damage your floors in any way, shape or form. And then the pink ones with those lovely little fronds are brilliant at buffing and helping to restore your floors shine, particularly if you've got wooden floors and they become dull over time. Everything comes in that brilliant box. It all breaks down. So if you haven't got a lot of room, maybe you live in a little flat, you can keep that under the stairs or under the sink perhaps. And it will be from flat to charged in 2 hours. That'll give you about 30 minutes run time. It's all backed up by a 12-month 3-month warranty and an excellent service centre as well. Really easy to use booklet. So you can basically get this home and have this working in a matter of moments. Now, if we have a little look at the floor here, this is your typical laminate floor perhaps, or your engineered wood flooring, but it could be any floor. It looks perfectly clean, doesn't it? But I'm going to prove to you that it isn't. I just want to make sure that you know that I put fresh pads on here. You can see they've come out of the washing machine. 40-degree wash, no fabric conditioner on there at all, because that will clog, is that the right word? It's going to clog your microfibers. And we're using the power of microfiber, and just your tap water that you would get out the tap. You can use a bit of detergent if you want to, but that's all we're doing. So we're going to pop the telescopic handle down. Light's going to go on at the bottom. Those lights are brilliant when you're going under furniture, so things like sideboards, under your bed, maybe around the dining room table. I know my really good friend, when her boys were little, she had a big plastic mat under the dining room table just to save all of that food and debris. You don't need to do that with a power glide because you'll clean it in a heartbeat. So we're going to turn it on at the top here, and it's immediately going to start spinning, and then we're going to add a little bit of our water. You'll see it spraying out there. It's completely cordless. You don't have to worry about those cords at all. Nothing dragging behind you. It only weighs 3.2 kilos. If you think, I used to have a teeny tiny cat and she was 4 kilos, so it's really lightweight.
You used it to scrub the floor. It was a right chore.
I know, she really didn't.
Didn't appreciate it.
She really didn't like that at all. But just to give you, I always like to give you what it would be. I always think, what would 3.2 kilos be? Maybe if you go to the gym, you've got a 3.2 kilo dumbbell, you'll know thereabouts. But
a bag of sugar's a kilo, isn't it? So it's 3 bags of sugar.
Yeah, good point. But you're not saturating that floor. You're just simply moving along, and that kind of momentum, it kind of takes you on a lovely dance. It feels very Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, like you're gliding across the floor.
It's a bit yoga, a bit zen as well. Everyone in the gallery keeps saying how satisfying it is to watch that go backwards and forwards.
Really beautiful. I'm using, you know, I could use one finger. That lovely lady earlier that left that review.
It's the Pilates of cleaning.
Just one finger and you're going to be absolutely fine to guide it. It's not going to run away with you at all. So you'll see now, I'll prove to you how dirty that floor was. Look at that. So this is now what we like to call barefoot clean. So maybe you do run around, you're like me. As soon as I get home, I want the socks off, the shoes off.
Oh, me too, yeah. Trousers as well.
And you look at your feet of an evening and you think, oh my word, where has all that dirt come from?
Sometimes I have a quick rinse.
Barefoot clean. I hope you do, Rob.
Well, I mean, not just sometimes.
Rinse.
I meant just to the feet, you know. Because also I live on a main road, so when the windows are open in the summer, you get all that traffic film that comes in.
Absolutely.
You can't keep up with it.
It doesn't matter as well, Rob, how tall or short you are, because you can use this handle and adjust it to any height that you want to. And it goes really, really low as well. I'll bend, that was very glamorous. I'll bend down as well and show you how low
Can you go?
So it's going to go all the way under anything you might want to do. Things that get forgotten about. I would challenge you to go and look under your bed right now. I dread to think.
Well, especially with hard floors, because you get dust that
and
accumulates
cats
underneath.
And things take things under there.
Do they?
Dogs steal socks. All manner of things can get lost under. But yeah, my dog loves a sock.
Right.
Absolutely crazy for them.
I'm not.
Doesn't matter if it's clean or dirty.
You really sell the whole notion of having a pet.
I know. Well,
I'm not really a pet person, I have to say.
I
love the idea of having a dog, but they're a lot of work. I did have a dog briefly, and I don't have time. I'm not home enough to. I barely can look after myself. I'm so busy. I know. I need somebody to come and take care of me. I'm needy. Help me. Me.
I should point out as well, it's got over 1,000 reviews on Amazon. It's the #1 floor polisher on there. And they're amazing. You know, when we think about, so to put it into context for me, and again, this might be going slightly off tangent, but...
I never do that.
No, I know you don't.
Yeah.
So this is the power of a good review, right? I'm a vegetarian. I love Sunday roast dinners. Love a pub for a Sunday roast. But 90% of the time, if you're a vegetarian, you ain't getting anything exciting. It's going to be something. Do you know, sometimes they offer you risotto, and you're like, that is not a Sunday roast.
No.
When you get a good Sunday roast, the first thing I do, whilst I'm eating it, I'm on Google and I'm reviewing it. 5-star review. Oh. Guys, this is the most amazing thing ever. What's the alternative
for a vegetarian for a Sunday roast?
A nut roast.
Nut roast.
I love a nut roast.
Do you?
Good nut roast.
Oh,
You know what I mean? But that's the passion, isn't it? Because when you love something, you just want to, and I want all the vegetarians in the area. This pub is great for Sunday roast. It's the same as this. This power glide has changed my life.
I had a vegan macaroon last night during Discount Dragon. They were very nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it Crimbles?
Yes.
I love a Crimble. Anyway, but I was going to say, that's the power of a review, isn't it? You just want people to know, and you just want your friends and family to, you know,
do a review. Come on, Martha, do a review. The more I sit here, the more I realise I'm, what's the word or phrase? Superfluous to requirements.
So it's effortless mopping. It's not mopping at all, really. Mopping's like the old school. I've been using my Power Glide for 5 months now, and I couldn't imagine how I managed before. It does the hard work for you. Just move it around the floor, and it does a great job of cleaning. It's very quiet and cuts mopping time down by half, so well worth the investment. I have 2 large dogs who never wipe their feet. I know that feeling. Muddy paw prints are a breeze for the Power Glide. Recently I had a problem with a part breaking and I found customer service amazing. It was all sorted with a replacement part that was sent in a couple of days. That was impressive from Karen S.
Superb.
Am I doing this one as well?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, there we go.
Well, I feel like you're kind of getting warmed up for your presenting shifts, don't you think?
Thank you. No, it comes very naturally.
I'm being generous by giving you the airtime, you see.
Oh, is this my audition?
I left my... No, you've got the job already, but this is just your practice.
Fantastic. See, if there's an exclamation mark, you've got to put a little bit of emphasis
in there. You've got to put something in. Yeah, you've got to make the effort.
Do jazz hands. This machine is worth
hands.
every penny. It moves by itself. You can just steer it. It makes cleaning effortless. The pads are generously sized too. It's the best cleaner I've ever bought, as it's half the time it normally took me to clean the laminate flooring. I love, love, love it. Good work, Jackie.
Oh, amazing. Can I just say, there are lots of you that have these in your baskets. It's such a weird thing, this. When I first started in the shopping television game, way back with the original shopping channel, internet selling or internet buying, shopping wasn't really a big thing. In fact, I don't think we even had a website in the early days. But now it's like, one of the things presenters have to keep saying is, please check out, please check out. I do, and I'd have to tell you, because some people, I think, assume that if it's in their basket online, that somehow protects it, or that it's reserved, or that it takes it out of our stock so others can't buy it. Not true. You could put 1 billion of them into baskets and it doesn't affect the stocks at all. The only thing that affects the stock levels is when someone actually pays for it, because then it is reserved because you've bought it. It's yours. It's coming to you. So if you are an Amazon user and you've possibly I put things in my basket and save them for later very frequently, but as a sort of like a shopping list or a wish list or you know, an aspirational list of things I'm going to buy if I ever make enough money. And but there are certain things that I know I will buy eventually. I'm just not ready to buy them yet, and then I go back to buy them and they've sold out. So you take that risk. If you leave things in your basket, you run that same risk here at ShopOnTV. There's nothing we can do about that, unfortunately. 2 people on the phones for this as well. Again, that's the other great thing. Can I just say, if you know someone who is disabled or has mobility issues, or is maybe not as strong as they used to be, maybe less able, but fiercely independent. You know, I mean, one of the things, I will always remain fiercely independent to my dying day, and it's about self-respect. I think, from talking to people in this situation, my parents are in this situation. They're in their 80s, and they don't want other people doing things for them. They want to maintain their independence. So even if you are not necessarily somebody buying this, or if you don't have any of those issues or afflictions, or whatever it is that you care to, word you use to describe them, please, if you know someone who does, would you be kind enough to recommend to them that they can always go to YouTube tomorrow or later today. If you go to ShopOnTV Live, this will be the last show that, as soon as we come off the air, it will be there recorded, and you could go back and rewatch it. If they want to watch the show, maybe see if it's right for them. It will remain on our website at shopontv.co.uk. If my parents had hard floors, I would recommend this to them. They only have a very small kitchen, so I don't know if it's I will still mention it, but it does seem to be a very, very, very highly rated life-saving, life-changing, independence grabbing or restoring system for people who do have disabilities or mobility issues and things like that. In fact, there is a review, I think, that backs that up. So this is from, okay, yeah, this is, I mean, I couldn't put this better myself. This is a genuine Amazon review. If you go to the aircraft power line on amazon.co.uk right now, so you can scan through the 1,000+ reviews if you want. You'll find this there. We have not made this up. It's not an original piece of fiction from ShopOnTV. It is a genuine, verified review from an actual Amazon customer who actually bought the product from their website. Also, check their price when you're there as well. You'll probably find that our price is less. And you get more because we give you 2 extra blue pads, 2 extra pink pads, and a pair of the scrubbing pads at no extra cost. So the Amazon customer said, I don't often write reviews, but in this instance, I just had to. This is the best floor cleaner I have ever used. The mop and bucket has been thrown into the bin. As a disabled person, I really couldn't mop the floor. It just killed me. This machine can be driven with one finger. It's so light and easy to use. The pads are easy to put on, and when I cleaned my laminate floor, kitchen floor and wet room floor, I could see the difference. No more slippery floors, they were just clean. I almost don't know what to say, as I may sound totally mad waxing lyrical about a floor cleaner, but this is just so unbelievably good. Yes, it's not cheap, but so worth every penny. I no longer dread cleaning the floor. In fact, I can just sit on a stool in the middle of my kitchen and let the machine do its work. That is how easy it is to use. Yes, there are cheaper options out there, but if you can afford this, go for it. I mean, that really is the gold standard review for what this product is. And again, yes, there are cheaper products, but they don't work as well. I don't think there's anything out there. I can't speak from authority because I haven't done this, but have a look, see if there are any other dual head rotating cleaning products for the home out there. I don't think, have you ever seen any, Martha? I don't think there are any others like this, are there?
No, and the patents and the engineering behind this, I don't think anybody else would be able to.
And that's the thing, years in the making this, you know, it's got powerful, strong motors, it's got powerful, strong batteries, it's made of premium grade, tough, durable, long-lasting, attractive-looking materials. And yeah, it is one of those you get what you pay for. It is a bit more expensive because it had to have that type of motor to do the job right. Because there's nothing worse that you spent, let's say you spent 150 quid, you're like, oh great, and then it doesn't quite get all the dirt off the floor. You're like, oh, you know, if for an extra 50 quid it took the dirt off, I'd have paid it. And that's what review after review after review after review has said and is saying, is that there are so many people that hesitated buying it because I'll be frank with you, I'll be up front with you, and I'm sure aircraft know this. Some people are put off by, and usually it's more than $199.99 if you shop elsewhere for it. They're initially put off, but then there are these fancy schmancy vacuums at 400 or 500 quid, aren't they?
Yeah.
So actually, I don't think 200 quid's a lot. And if your floor is or home rather, is mostly hard floors, this is, look, if you, how can I put it? If you have a specific nut that you need to unscrew, then you don't try and take it off with a banana or a piece of cheese or a kitchen spoon or a tablespoon, do you? No. You use a spanner. And you don't just use a spanner, you use a specific spanner that is exactly for that size of nut. In other words, you use the right tool for the right job. And when you're spending thousands of pounds on laminate flooring, or even if it is tile or liner, was it Pergo or Pergola?
Yeah, there's lots of brand names.
One of those, all these expensive, really expensive. I mean, marble, granite. I mean, phenomenally expensive.
It's so funny, isn't it? Because you look at the square meterage and you think, oh, 25 pounds a square metre, that's okay. And then you top it up and you're like, oh, that's.
But you know what?
Thousands of pounds.
You could, if that's for the sake of 50 or 100 quid buying an inferior product, you could ruin your thousands of pounds flooring, because if you get it too wet, it can get under the seams and bubble it, can't it, and all that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So look, it's a specialist tool. for a specialist job. If you've got hard floors, no matter what they are, as long as they're sealed, that is the tool to do the cleaning. It's just a and why spend all that money on a great floor and then cheapskate on the thing that's going to keep it clean? I mean,
it's crazy, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
It really is. I suppose it's the kind of the value in all of us, but it does make absolute sense. I
get it if people can't afford it. I'm just saying, I want them to understand that yes, it might be an investment, a bit, it might, but you get so much for your.
Oh, you really do.
And
you really
get
do.
the right.
And if it makes something that's a chore a pleasure, like if you're constantly, like we're looking at this floor right now, this could be your hallway. If you're constantly shouting at your kids or grumbling at your husband for coming in or scolding the dog for
don't you tread that dirt through my clean kitchen.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't make for a happy home, does it, when that's happening? At the moment, I don't know where it's like in your area, but it's just been raining constantly and there's mud and grass and things everywhere, and that is going to be traipsed in because you've got a busy family home. It doesn't matter if you are on the school run and you're heading out and you come back later, this is still, even this ground in dirt here is going to be able to be clean. So what I've done is I've put my most heavy duty scrubbers on.
Lovely.
The grey and the white scrubbers on there. They're a coarser microfiber, and you get 2 of them in the pack today with ShopOnTV. So
Martha, would you mind if I stretch my legs for a minute while you do that?
You absolutely can do that, yeah.
Because you don't need me for a minute, do you?
I'm going to show you how it works. So, at the bottom, everything's already built, obviously, and I'll show you that later on, actually. I'll do a little bit of a talk round. All you have to do, you don't have to bend down or anything. Just use your foot, tap it on, tap it off. So, your light comes on, that's how you know the unit below is on. And then if you just place your foot on, you can bring back the handle to a position that you're comfortable with. Then you're going to go up to the top, press the on button, and it will start rotating. Those revolutions are 250 revolutions a minute. We're going to add a little bit of water, and that's totally your control as well. And we're going to allow that to clean. It's going to be 1 or 2 passes because this has been under the hot studio lights. So we're going to make sure, and it's proper Fenland dirt that I made this afternoon. I made a mud pie in a little bit of, I was going to say Tupperware, but it was actually a very fancy guacamole tub that I'd used. So you've got your water coming out, 1 or 2 passes, and you're lifting that dirt. And because dirt is negatively charged and the microfiber is positively charged, it's clinging to those particles. So it's not grinding the dirt in, it's lifting it up. Really beautiful. Yeah, if you think about when you use a mop and bucket, you get a lot of water on the floor, you're sloughing it round, and you're really just diluting that mud and pushing it around. You can see these revolutions are cleaning and buffing and polishing all in one, and they're also drying, which is brilliant. Absolutely gorgeous. So we've already done 2/3, and that was a really heavy duty. We've got a few more spatters. Now obviously there's a few little bits of sort of harder soil there, so you would obviously go over with your vacuum as well later on, or maybe your dustpan and brush, because it's obviously not going to suck anything up. It's just cleaning, and I say it's just cleaning, buffing and polishing, but what more could you want? So we're nearly there, got a pretty much perfect floor. I've used no detergent at all, so this is completely chemical free on your cleaning, and it's looking absolutely beautiful. I'll quickly show you underneath and what those scrubbers have picked up. They can go straight in your washing machine, 40 degrees on those, whatever you like, your Persols, your Ariels, your Lenores, your E-Cover I use because it's nice and environmentally friendly, but just no fabric conditioner, because fabric conditioner contains oils. Those oils will obviously clog the microfiber, so any microfibers you've got at home, no. And amazing results there, really heavy duty, muddy, down the meadows, walking the dog, and now you've got a gorgeous clean. And in fact, I can wave, and will I be able to wave? Can I work it out? No. I think I need to step backwards. Oh yes. But look, I'll do the can-can. You can see me doing the can-can. That's even better. Nice and shiny there. Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Yeah.
You're a pleasure to watch. I'm going to watch you when you're on telly.
Thank you very much, sir. That's kind of you.
No, Martha, I've known you for years. In fact, when we did ITV the first time round,
we did.
You were my producer for many a night.
We did every night, didn't we?
I know. So you know the hilarity and playful time we had during those days. It was a good old crack.
Fun old times.
Yeah. I try to be playful again these days, but it's also, you have to be respectful to the product too, you see. I love the way that I've put this pillow in front of me. It's like two hillocks, or the back of the Loch Ness Monster. Anyway, Martha, are you going to show us around the unit again? Is that the next? Would you mind? Yeah, absolutely. Please do. Please do. Oh, by the way, I will just say the pillows are on the screen. If you want to pair a twin pack of these suspension pillows, remember they are the only pillow that I know of that will maintain its shape. They are designed that no matter how, yours won't come with the pink. These are the ties, these are the suspension ties, that the girdles, the lintels, that, if you like, that are inside the pillow, and they're ever so slightly narrower than the width of the pillow, so that as soon as you put any pressure on the pillow, they hold its form, they hold it together. And that is important because you get support from your pillow. I'm so sick and tired of these unsupportive pillows. I come home from work and I get into bed after a long hard day and they just say, "Oh, you were terrible tonight, Rob." They say these dreadful things my pillows have said to me, but not this. They're encouraging. They pep you up. They give you the support that you need. Do you know, I went into a bar once and there was no one there, absolutely no one there. And I sat at the bar waiting for the bar person to come along, and all of a sudden this voice said, "Rob, you're looking very handsome today." Looking around, there's no one there. So I continued to wait, getting ever thirstier, and suddenly this little voice said, "That suit, Rob, is that on you? It looks really good on you. It's really flattering to your physique." And I couldn't, absolutely no one around. Eventually the barman showed up and I told him what happened. I told him, someone said I was looking very handsome. This voice, disembodied voice, and that they loved my new suit, that it was very flattering to my form. And the barman said, "Oh, yeah, that's the peanuts. They're complimentary."
It's a good job you're such a lovely, endearing character.
I'll take it. Thank you very much. I've always said, Martha, you either make them laugh or you make them groan.
Oh.
There's no in between.
Okay. Yeah. Not crying. Nobody crying.
No, crying's good too. Abject tears. Abject, can you have abject tears? No?
No.
No. We're not crying out of...
joy.
Crying with joy is good.
The joy of the power glide.
Joy of the power glide.
Making your chores
That's what
easier.
People will be shedding a tear or two over that, which ironically the power glide will then clean up.
Absolutely, yeah, leave it nice and dry. Yeah. Shall I talk you around the unit?
I think that's what you're being paid for, so you might as well.
So this is from Aircraft, a British company. They built these based on those really big industrial units that you might have seen in hospitals, in hotels, in schools. Think of your school assembly hall, how big that is and how long that would take to clean.
The Scout Hall, I remember that.
Yeah, this can clean up to 800 square metres on one charge. The average flat is around about 400 square metres. That's for a little one-bed flat. So think about how quickly and easily you can clean your whole house. It's just a hard floor cleaner, so it's your laminates, your oak wood flooring, your linoleums, your tiles, your marbles, things like that. As long as it's a sealed floor, you're absolutely fine. Now, you don't have to use any detergents, any chemicals. You can just use tap water and microfiber. So when it comes out of the box, this telescopic tube will come in two different parts. It's all clunk click, and my lovely director called this something earlier and I completely forgot, but it was a beautiful
locator pin.
It's the locator pin. See, only a gentleman would know that. A lady would never say, "I've got my locator pin in place."
Well, Kieran is a bit of a boffin.
He is a bit of a boffin, but I'm going to name drop that to my husband next time I see him. "Oh, it's the locator pin."
Yes.
He's going to be very impressed. Now, one of the most common reasons why you think, oh my gosh, I've got my Powerglide home and it doesn't work and I'm really angry, is because you haven't taken your plastic off your batteries that come with it. Now this just does the handle, so this controls all the handle up here, and then you've got your lithium ion battery further down. So just make sure you take your plastic off. It's just AA batteries. In all the time that I've been using mine, I haven't had to replace those. It doesn't draw much power at all. Your lithium ion battery, just make sure that will stand up so it doesn't fall over. Plugs into the charger, really, really easy. Got a nice long lead on there as well, so you don't have to charge it on the unit, and it will go from red to green when it's ready, so it will tell you when it's ready. It will go from flat to a full charge in just 2 hours. When you get your lithium ion home, it's going to have a little tag across there, a little plastic tag. Just pull that off, and then it just clicks in.
And that's so that it doesn't discharge or doesn't get damaged in transit.
Absolutely.
Take your plastic off your batteries.
It'll just click into there and you'll be away. You'll be able to tell, and I still haven't shown you this, apologies guys, when we're live, there's little blue lights here. You've got 4 different blue lights. You won't be able to see them now because we're not plugged in, but it shows you how much power you've got left. So obviously 3 lights, 75%, 2 lights, 50% charge left, and then 1 light is 25% charge. But you're going to get around 30 to 40 minutes. Really easy to fill up with water. You've got a little bung here. This is attached, so you're not going to be able to lose this. And then you're just taking your tap water with your jug up to 300 ml. Now, if you do want to use detergent, pop the detergent in and mix it beforehand. And we suggest about 5 ml. If you're used to using Flash, you're used to using Dettol or Blue Magic, you can pop that in there as well. It has to be like a clear cleaner. You won't want to use like your Jifs or anything like that. You obviously a dilutable.
And nothing that bubbles, so no cream cleaners, no bubbly cleaners, no suds.
And nothing with any sort of bicarb or anything fizzy in there.
Right.
Please do check if you're concerned, or should I put detergent in it? First of all, I don't think you need detergent. You can be completely chemical free, but just give the 0800 number a call. That's in the little booklet for you, and they'll advise you on what detergent. But if you've got your Blue Magic from ShopOnTV, you're absolutely fine.
If it's a floor cleaner, you'll be all right.
Yeah, it's what you normally put in your mop bucket, right? You wouldn't put your cream in your mop bucket, would you? Your cream's for your hob.
So you wouldn't put waxes, or if you want to wax your floor, you can either apply it to the microfiber pads directly,
best thing to do.
beeswax kind of thing, or you can spray it on the floor first and then let the polishing pads, the pink polishing pads, do the polishing for you.
Really easy booklet to have a little look round. 4 pages to read, guys. It's going to take you less than 2 minutes to have a little look at what the cleaning pads do. Your blue is for your general cleaning. You're going to get 4 of those today. You're also going to get 2 of your stripy ones. Apologies, let's put them in that way. These are a coarser microfiber, so they're going to help lift really stubborn stains, like we saw with those footprints earlier, didn't we? They were ground in dirt and really stubborn. These will help to lift. And then I'm afraid we'll have a little look over at our product. The pink ones with the lovely fronds, they're your buffing ones that Rob just told us about. So really easy to put together. As I say, that customer service team is there for you. It's got a 12-month warranty on the main unit. So they can diagnose most problems over the phone. You have got a troubleshooting guide in there as well if you need it. And if it needs servicing or anything needs to happen to it, they'll send you a prepaid label and they'll get it sorted within 5 working days, which is brilliant. So you won't want to be without your Powerglide because it makes your floor cleaning no longer a chore. It's just so simple and easy to use. It's a dream. It's the #1 floor polisher on Amazon as well. It's got over 1,000 reviews. I looked this afternoon, 1,002 reviews. It's absolutely phenomenal product, so you won't be disappointed when you get it home.
Thank you, Martha. I just heard Kieran, our director, call you Ma. I thought that was really good. Back to you, Ma.
That's what my friends call me, Ma.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. You've never asked me to call you Ma.
Shall I tell you the background?
Go on.
Do you remember in about, I should have stood up there, sorry guys.
That's
about
right.
2003, there was that, I don't know who did it, a hip hop R&B song that went, hey Ma, what's up? Does anyone know that song, or is it just me?
I'm not personally familiar with it, but I'm sure others are.
The Hey Ma song, and that's why
Hey Ma.
everybody called me Ma from then on, yeah.
Oh, I like
There
it.
you are, you
Nice.
see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've noticed? Just over your right shoulder there, we've now put the channels on which we broadcast on our TV monitors. ITV1, STV, of course, but we're also on channel 89 on Freeview. Now, I want to just quickly say that a lot of products that we don't have the space here to present to you during our live ITV and STV shows, or shows that, like gardening, this is not a garden. We can't hose things down, We also, because of the ventilation, we're in a basement studio with the ventilation to do kitchen shows, air fryers, grills, barbecues, that sort of stuff. Lots of gardening products coming your way, incidentally. But they're all on our Freeview 89 channel. So currently we broadcast from midnight to 6 p.m. every day. Eventually it will be 24 hours. There's just not space there's only so much space on Freeview at the moment. We're just waiting for the extra 6 hours to become available. So we will be 24 hours eventually. But from midnight to 6 p.m. You can check out the electronic program guide if you have Freeview and see, what's on there that maybe you want to purchase. Lots of good stuff and lots more good stuff coming your way. So please check out, it's that channel. If only there were a way I could illustrate it better too.
ShopOnTV also broadcasts every day from midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89, with an even wider range of must-have products at market-beating prices. So, check your electronic program guide for the latest show schedule and tune in daily to grab the offers while they're still available. There's more to see with ShopOnTV. There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with ShopOnTV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with ShopOnTV. At ShopOnTV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly and conveniently and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service every step of the way, from design to dispatch. You'll find us on ITV1 and STV from midnight to 3 a.m, Freeview Channel 89 from midnight to 6 p.m, and on YouTube at ShopOnTV Live. Our daily broadcasts are your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So when it's time to shop, shop on TV.
You are watching Shop on TV with me, Rob Lock, with an E. And I have an interesting, situation, and one that I have to say warms the cockles of my heart. If there is an Amy watching somewhere out there, Amy, are you watching? I know there's at least one who is. We've had Ryan email us, and Ryan has a very important question to ask you that he has specifically requested I facilitate. Would you like to buy a pillow? No, that's not it. That's not it. Imagine, Amy, for a moment that I'm Ryan. Amy, I love you. Will you marry me? Ryan would like your hand in marriage. This is an official televised request. Hopefully he's put the ring on the finger around about now, and hopefully you have said yes. Ryan and Amy, and when the wedding happens, please do send me an invitation, because I love a slice of wedding cake. And I'll dance with you, I'll celebrate with you, I'll raise many glasses to you, and I hope you have years and years and years of happiness, assuming, of course, that Amy has said yes. And please do email us and let us know if she did. Thank you very much. Ryan and Amy, woo! Hopefully, congratulations. Either that or I've just destroyed a relationship. Anyone else? Any other proposals? That's what I'm here for. That's my job. I'm the proposer and think of me of the sort of Father Christmas / Vicar of Dibley of ShopOnTV. And also we have these amazing aircraft power glides too, don't we, Martha?
We do indeed, yeah.
And I propose that people marry themselves to one of those.
Yes, that sounds good.
Not literally.
There would be no divorce. It would be a very...
No, it would be a marriage made in heaven.
Golden. What's golden wedding anniversary? 60 years?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
a long time.
Is it really? You get 60 to get to gold? I would have... 50's gold, isn't it? 60's diamond, isn't it?
Wow. Can you imagine?
Well, after that, I don't know what comes after diamond.
I don't think I'm ever getting to that.
I think you're just looking forward to the sweet release of death after that, aren't you? No? And people wonder why I'm single.
I have a very happy marriage.
I know, you're lucky.
Yeah.
And my parents do. You see, my whole my experience of love and romance and marriage and partnership and loyalty comes from my parents. My dad was cleaning windows when he was, I don't know, 18 or something, knocked on my mum's door, took one look at her and said, I'm going to marry you one day.
Wow.
And she was in a relationship at the time, but eventually she became single. They courted, they got married. They've been married for over 60 years. They're now in their early 80s, and they still love each other as much today as they did when they first met. And so that's what I thought relationships were.
What are their names? Have they got harmonious names?
Anne and Peter.
Anne and Peter.
Yeah.
They
Anne's a bit of a strange name for a father, I know, but...
My mum was also called Anne.
Oh, really?
You never meet a bad
with an
Anne.
E? Anne with an E?
Oh, no, she's Anne with... Well, she was Anne with an E.
Oh, we've got with an E's. We've got a lot of with an E's in our family.
There are.
Yeah.
We've got time to show you our fabulous Darth Vader style floor. I know it's your favourite.
Oh, yes,
You love a bit of
please,
shiny black marble, don't you?
I just want to say, unfortunately, I've met all the absolute dregs of humanity in my dating life, but apart from that, well, except for my son's mother, who is wonderful, but she, let's just say she likes women as much as I do. Okay. I am officially Ross from Friends.
Oh.
I am, yes.
I didn't know that.
Did you not?
About that.
Yeah, we're still friends and all of that.
Shall we make a mess?
Well, sure. If you don't find my private life, if you don't find my private life interesting, let's go and mop a floor.
I just know that there's not much time left. But you know what? With the power of pretending, have you ever thrown a drink at anybody? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw a drink.
I would never waste a good drink.
Oh, that was quite a lot.
I've had a few thrown at me, though.
Have you?
No, I'm too polite.
Let's have a look at what we've got on this.
I'm actually allegedly quite a nice person.
Let's have a look at what we've got on this horrible floor. We've got spilt milk. We've got coffee. There's some horrible stains there. It's not particularly shiny at all.
It's dull and dirty.
Just going to take a little picture of it. So it can be, obviously, if your floor is absolutely saturated, if you've dropped a whole pint of beer on the floor, yeah. Obviously, you're going to need to...
there's only so much you can suck up.
There's only so much absorbency. Yes, and you would obviously squeeze the rag back into the glass.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would
That's why do you think I have a miracle chamois?
I think I would, yes. I think I would with wine. I don't know if I would with beer. Anyway, so we're going to turn on at the bottom. We know it's on because the lights come on there. And in fact, what I should do is show you my battery, but I'll see if that lights up in a moment. So we're going to get cleaning. We're going to use our button at the top here. It's going to start rotating and oscillating at 250
It's like it's doing a little dance.
Minutes. Yeah,
do a little dance.
And it's a little bit like, again, I'm going to go back to dogs, because I know my producer Gemma doesn't mind.
The marimba.
But you know when they're so excited, you're like, do you want to go for a walk?
I'm not really familiar. It's more like a salsa dance or something, isn't it? I see...
Shimmy, shimmy.
I look at that and I see what's her name's hips. The ones that don't lie, Shakira's hips.
Oh, Shakira, yes, she's gorgeous, isn't she?
Oh, she is a handsome woman, I have to say. She's one of my big celebrity crushes.
We're absorbing all of that coffee. There's no point in crying over...
While you're doing that, Martha, I'd just say all my celebrity crushes have got married and have kids now.
Have they?
I'm stuck.
Who's your number one?
It was Jennifer Lawrence. I love her personality.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen her on talk shows.
Hey, she did that amazing shopping telly film. Wasn't
Joy.
Have you seen
well,
that?
you know, I know Joy Mangano very well. I worked with Joy Mangano for many years. I sold a lot of her products on the original shopping channel.
I love that. It brought me such pride to watch that. There's also as well, and I'm going off a slight tangent, there's a really good lady from SNL who's done a comedy series about being a shopping TV host.
Oh, really?
I've forgotten what it's called. It's called This Would Look Good on You.
Oh, I'll have to check
It's
that out.
brilliant. There's only one series.
There's also a really good film with Eddie Murphy and Jeff Goldblum called Holy Man, which is all about it's about home shopping, and it's got all the sort of like 80s and 90s icons of home shopping.
Yeah.
And my friend Tim plays Eddie Murphy's cardiologist.
Oh, there you go. Now, do we agree that that's a nice, clean and buffed floor?
Yes.
What would you say? What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it 11.
You'd be happy with that, wouldn't you? If somebody
I
came
would.
around and made that nice and clean.
If someone had been out, a
Maybe-
professional to come around and done that, I'd be...
I was going to say, maybe if you've got a little small business and you are
Yes.
cleaning people's houses for them, then that's
Especially if they need
brilliant thing
things
to do.
polished, because I tell you what, what's the alternative to polishing a floor if you don't have a professional floor polisher? That's it.
Absolutely
You can go
incredible.
buff the parquet at your, you know, the lord and lady's house if that's your, if you've got a
could,
business.
couldn't you? Just before we show you the before, I did promise you, and I'll have to get down on my knees just to show you. And in fact, I have to have it on. So I want to show you. You know, remember the battery gauge? It's right at the top. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Will it work for me? Yes, it's coming on. So apologies if you can't see this. Hopefully you can see. Just here, I've just replaced the battery because obviously we've been on the show since around about midnight.
Midnight,
Can
yeah.
you see the little, there's 4 little lights on there. It's quite dark.
There they
There
are.
they are.
There they be.
There, it's
There they blow.
fully battered. It's quite hard to hold it whilst it's going on.
Have
So
you
I
seen a
will
film
turn
called
it off.
Fisherman's Friend?
Yes, I have.
So good. I love those films. There are 2 of them actually. I don't know why that popped into my head. That reminded me for some reason of Fisherman's Friend. I don't know.
So there's our before, and then afterwards we've got a clean, dry and buffed floor. I'm going to keep going because I just want to show you how the coverage is under things like chairs and furniture. It's beautifully shiny, right? I've got nothing really to clean up on this floor, but I just want to show you how it goes under your furniture. And there we go. And it doesn't damage anything. So maybe you've got, apologies, there we are. It's not going to scratch anything. It literally will do that edge-to-edge cleaning, and you're not going to scuff or damage any of your furniture at all. It's going to go all the way under. Quite hard for me to show it. I don't want to... There we are. Perfect. Easy peasy. You've still got lots of power and control over it as well, which is fabulous. So it just goes to show, absolutely perfect.
Lovely.
Lovely. It
I'm
is
just
lovely.
thinking of. I was just thinking of the song "The Power of Love,"
Yes.
but instead I was thinking of the Power Glide. The Power Glide.
Right.
It cleans with a slide.
Any more?
No,
A third lyric?
I don't know how
What
the next
rhymes
bit
with
goes.
glide?
It's what now?
What rhymes with glide, apart from slide?
Things, obviously.
I was
Stuff.
going to...
Ride. Guide. Pride. Ah! In your floors you'll have pride. There you go.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I
Get it
don't
on
think
the
it's
hit
going to be a
list.
hit. But by the way, can I just tell Gemma? So the film's I think actually called Fisherman's Friends. She said that reminds me of the Cops Suites.
It is a
That's
Cops-
the
yeah.
point. It's a play on the words. Yeah, you see. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we're almost at the end of the show. How long have we got left now? Nine minutes. Oh, it's a bit premature of me. You've got more to do.
I do.
And it just so happens that you have splattered on the floor, Martha.
I have, indeed, and it's making me quite hungry, actually. 'cause
Is it?
it's that lovely winning combination of ketchup and mustard.
I've got 2
I'm
cheeseburgers in the
thinking-
fridge for when I get home that I bought last night.
Cheeseburgers in the fridge?
I like a cold cheeseburger, don't you?
Oh,
I like
Rob.
really cold food, like frozen bread with put the butter and peanut butter on and eat it before it thaws. Oh yeah, I love it.
That's a bit... I've never heard of that before. That's quite
Oh, well, it's just a
strange.
Robism. I have my own
Yeah,
ways.
I don't mind cold fish and chips.
Charlie's looking at me with a frown.
Yeah, we're all a
The
bit-
depth of
yeah.
which I've never
I'm just
seen
gonna
in my
clean.
life. Good Lord. But it's like it's a refreshing peanut butter sandwich.
Lovely. We are cleaning mustard and ketchup.
Moving on.
But also, we've spilt some gravy down there, some tea. Who does? And I'm a major culprit for this. Tea bag out of the cup, couple of paces to the bin, dripping everywhere.
Dribbling your tea bags, I know.
Dribbling tea bags, right, left and centre, that's me. We have got wax crayon on here as well. We've got a little bit of felt tip markers. Lots and lots going on, but you can see we're not drenching the floor at all. I've used 1 squirt of water. I've got no detergent in these units whatsoever. You saw me fill it with just tap water earlier, but you could of course put detergent in if you wanted to. This is giving us a really beautiful effect. And not only are we cleaning, we're polishing, we're buffing, and we're getting it dry as well. So no more Sunday night putting the kitchen chairs up on the table, clearing everybody out of the kitchen. Me and my brother used to get so upset because by a certain point we weren't allowed to go in the kitchen anymore. So you had to get your late night snacks before Mum did that.
It's annoying when you want to make a frozen peanut butter sandwich, isn't it?
Be allowed to. I'll quickly
See, Charlie,
show you
it's either got to
well.
be very hot or very cold, not in between, you see.
Can I quickly show you how dry it is?
What are you asking me for? Just do what you like.
I'm asking Kieran, really.
Oh, I see.
He's going to make me life walk like a crab.
I don't need no lip service.
He's going to get this little bit of kitchen roll. It's the same kitchen roll I used earlier.
I like food either very hot or very cold.
To you how lovely and nice and dry it is. And I'm really putting pressure on that. And it's gorgeous. I've got one more demonstration.
Go for it. Don't worry, I can
assure
assure you, you'll never have to work with me again after this.
I love working with you.
I love working with you.
It makes me very happy.
Well, good then. Okay, I'll just checking.
Am I giving you the Harrison look?
No, not at all. Is there a Harrison? Is there a look?
Oh yeah.
Well, I can imagine that when you go.
But luckily, you never get to see it because when I'm obviously doing my other role, I'm away in a. The director can feel it in the back of their heads, apparently.
Well, that's true because Martha is a very accomplished producer. She was my producer for many years. And yes, I can imagine that if you got a little irked that there would be that you know, if looks could kill or decapitate, then we would have a lot of headless people walking around. Marth Vader. Marth Vader! Is that a thing as well? How do I not know this? I guess I've never ever met Marth Vader.
I love that. I've mellowed, I think we all have.
Your powers are weak, old man. When I came to you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Only a master of evil, Darth.
It's very true. Shall I show you how to change your bag?
You've seen Star Wars, right?
Ah, yes, mate.
Oh, thank God. We've got ladies that work in this building that have never seen it.
Oh, my husband's dad worked on Star Wars.
Really?
Yes.
How
superb. Props man and Indiana Jones and things like that.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah,
how wonderful.
Exciting. There's lots of props that keep turning up and I
bet.
I just think, oh,
I knew Darth Vader actually very well, Dave Prowse. I worked with him for years, knew him very well.
He's a very tall man as well.
Very tall. He's about 6'7", 6'6", yeah. He passed away, unfortunately, a year or two ago. Last year, I think it was.
So sorry.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to sound quite flippant now. You've just told me about that. Apologies.
That's right.
I'm going to pop these. Once we've used them, you can see all that dirt and debris. They come off really easily. Pop them in the washing machine, 40 degrees. No need for any fabric conditioner. You do not want to make these any softer. The microfiber will work best just with a tiny bit of detergent, and they're going to dry in a matter of hours. I pegged mine out on the line the other day. In fact, my good friend's husband pegged them out on the line for me, and they were dry within about half an hour, which is amazing. They are just touch fastening, so just
I don't do pegging.
Pull them off.
I don't do pegging because I don't have a garden.
You don't?
No.
No garden in Croydon?
No. I don't even have a balcony, so I can't peg anything out.
That's a shame.
I know.
We have got some germs that we can't see down here. So think about things in your bathroom, maybe around the toilet cistern. Maybe there are people that can't quite hit the spots, so to speak. Or you could be maybe dropping things like meat juices on the floor, maybe raw juices, and you've got little ones crawling around. Maybe there's chemicals on the floor that you want to make sure you clean. Well, let's quickly have a little look and see what we can get with our little CSI black light right there. Oh, there's some...
Or NCIS, 2 of which I've been in.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So we could see that dirt under a black light, but obviously you wouldn't be able to see that with the naked eye. So we're going to give this a very quick clean just before we run out of time. We're going to use our regular blue pads as well. So I'm going to use a little bit of water. We're already on at the bottom, on at the top to get us going. 250 revolutions a minute. We're going to give it a little spray and we're going to give it a really quick once over. and then we will be done. A quick little whiz on there, really, really easy. It's taking me seconds. It's 3.2 kilos in weight, so you're not pushing a big heavy unit round. Completely cordless as well, and it will charge from flat in 2 hours to give you 30 minutes of run time, and that's going to cover 800 square meters. Let's have a little look. All done. That took a matter of seconds. We'll get that light out again and have a little look at the spot on the floor where we were and see that the germs have completely, I'll just turn that light off because it's a bit distracting, completely and utterly disappeared.
That's before. This is after.
Isn't that fabulous? And you'll get those results every single time, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's the #1 polisher on Amazon. Over 1,000 reviews when I checked this afternoon. People love this product. It does so much more. If you think about, it's more or less like an electric toothbrush if you're using a manual. Your manual's your mop and bucket. This is brilliant technology, industrial technology in the domestic market for you. And people that go power glide, they never go back.
Well, I've stood up so you can come join me for the last part of the show, or I can join you, I suppose. Thank you very much, Martha. Can I just say, lots of you have got this in your basket. It ain't doing anybody any good there. It's not cleaning any floors anytime soon while it's sitting in your basket. Please, may I request that you check out just as soon as you can, and then it will be on its way to you. And then you'll find out what all the raving is about, why the reviews are so positive. You too will be benefiting from all of the advantages that this amazing machine gives you. It's on, if you want to spread the cost using PayPal Pay in 3, you can, 69.31 pence per month for 3 months. Your P&P included in that, or you can just put the $199.99 straight on a credit or a debit card. We're giving you loads of extra value, the 2 extra blue pads, the 2 extra pink pads, and 2 of the scrubbing pads at no additional charge. And the price is very, very peachy keen as well, isn't it?
Absolutely is.
It's been a joy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So when are you back next? It's probably in a couple of weeks when you're presenting,
I think
isn't it?
so, yes. Maybe unless we get another power glide in.
Indeed. So the 12th and the 13th,
Well
I think?
I believe so.
Yeah. And thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. Now, I'm sorry to say this, that there are going to be a few people who will be very upset with me, but I'm not here at all next week. Sorry. Not Friday, not Saturday, nor Sunday, because I'm at our other studio for Freeview 89. I'll be back the week after that. But from everyone here at ShopOnTV,